Dance team's a sport?
So, hello everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode with us, Ginton Dice. So please, why don't you go ahead and grab a chair, get a drink, sit back and relax as you watch us, a bunch of nerdy friends who sit at a virtual table to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Dongos and Dagoni.
Yeah. So,
Blah.
that's fine. Anyways, jumping right into this, where we last left off. Which also, by the way, for our viewers, if we have viewers, last episode, there was an issue with it, so it's going to be a weird take in the recordings. So, anyways, what happened last time was, you guys continue following the trails of this beast that you were tracking, right? Broken branches in the canopy, and following all the trails, you came across some weird, not necessarily a weird thing, but it looked like a creature that had built its home in a giant tree trunk, if you will. And you guys, bypassed it, wasn't going to get involved with it, kept going, and reached an end point to where there was no other trails to go off on. So you guys set up a mini treehouse and continued scouting, just waiting to see if this beast ever shows up. After some time has passed, in a far distance, it does appear as it did, as it looked like it was crashing into the wood section, kind of where you guys recently came from. With some fast eagles, you guys quickly made yourself into that direction to not see the creature at all, but you realize that you're back at that same location where the I already forgot what it's called. I got it. Don't tell me. Where that displacer beast was trying to protect its home, if you will. After a little bit,
beholder.
yeah. After some testing, it turned out to be a big illusion. And you guys, after a moment, broke through this magical barrier that destroyed the illusion and revealing this tree to be even a little bit bigger tree, and it looked like a home. You guys pretty easily making yourself way in, going through the bottom layer, which was just heavy of like junky like material, going to the next level with the whole entire floors being covered in paper, to the third level where it looked like a little bit more kept, still papers all over the floor. It looks like food dishes here and there, but then you heard noise and you heard racket as you guys announced yourselves, coming up to the final level, where you had a very interesting duel with a gnome who was releasing some sort of not strong but unique powers or magic to try to get you guys to leave. Unsuccessfully, you guys were able to turn this grumpy old gnome into a puppy who continued to freak out. But you guys were able to stop everything. He still wasn't in a calm-like manner, if you will, but you were at least able to control the situation. You guys, after a brief moment of just kind of getting your thoughts together, there was somebody outside who was wanting, well, to get in, wanting to whoever inside to come out. As Elise quickly loaded up some important documents along with this kind of like a half shield size. It's still, again, fully circled, but half the size of a shield. of this giant gem into the bag. Aeth, Clarence, and Garbu. All of you three and Lura eventually went outside with this puppy, showing yourself as non-hostile, trying to see if this individual would leave, but it seems as though they were wanting in regardless and were willing to go through any means if necessary. You guys, sensing this is probably something you don't want to start a fight with, played it peaceful, followed some of the rules, but they let you go without an issue, as at least you quickly transformed into a spider and took a long trip back to town. You guys there had again, more of Aeth having a slight issue with the town guards, but finally releasing his true self, if you will, going through town, scaring the individuals of the place, speaking all the way to the captain of the town. There, you guys had a brief conversation, put the gnome in temporarily in one of the lockups so that they can figure out what's going on, while the rest of you went back to the inn to try to relax for the night. So, was anybody doing anything that night? And the captain hasn't came back. You guys probably expect to see him in the morning.
Oh yeah, Laura passed out from drinking.
Yes.
Oh.
We would say that you easily carried him back up. Somebody did.
Oh boy, oh boy.
All right.
Don't think I'm doing anything during the night. Apart from the usual bullshit that Elise does during the night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm probably not doing anything either.
I don't have any spells, so like I can't like do anything.
Okay.
So I'm just
And if Garbu has anything when he comes back, he can let us know. So we will go to the next day, which is the 48th. So you guys can do your long rest. It's you guys. Some of you depends if you guys try to sleep in a little bit. You know, you guys don't necessarily have an agenda to go to, but a decent time in the morning. Let's see. Okay. So, hey, if you would hear a knock at your door.
I'll put the glasses on, have like some of my armor ready, I guess, and answer the door.
Okay. As you were getting yourself ready, Garbu, did you have anything you wanted to do that night?
What?
Did
I
you?
miss anything?
Not really. We just pretty much started. Nobody
not
else.
that I remember.
Okay, yeah. Nobody else had anything they were doing that night. You guys knew that the captain was probably coming in the morning to speak about the old man. So, I just wanted to double check with you. So we're on day 48. So as you're like putting on your armor, you can hear like the guy knock again, and he's like, "Hey, it's me. Open up." Which you know it's the captain.
Yeah. All right, hang on, getting ready.
Isn't this one Captain Francis? I can't remember.
No, Captain Francis
was
is
the
up
one
in
in
Ironmere.
Okay.
Jeez, come on, Joseph. Know your own characters.
I don't
think he
have
was
time
named
to.
Francis. I think we called him Francis.
No, he was named Rafetier, and then we were like, "What's your first name?" And Joseph was like, Francis?
Yeah, that's what it was. I forgot.
And then we just started calling him Francis.
Okay. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, Ricky or something like the last name.
Probably. Anyways. So you open the door and he's standing there kinda like with a very depressed gnome kind of by his side, and he's like, "Where's your friend so I can drop him off with them? Me and you need to talk."
All right. I'm gonna look down and I'll glance down at the gnome. You want the two little ones, or do you want the one that could turn you into a puppy?
I prefer not the puppy. That was just weird.
Okay. I'll go over to Clarence and Garvu's room and knock on their door.
We're naked.
That's fine. We got a an older guy here that wants to crash with you guys.
Oh, we're
We
definitely
aren't
not naked.
Yeah,
No,
we
we're not
aren't naked.
naked.
I
We're
say
not
as I'm
naked.
opening the door.
Yeah, no, we're not naked.
Okay.
He says that every time someone knocks on the door.
Yeah.
Let me ask, did Laura spend the night with you guys?
Did he? I don't know. We don't.
He was completely knocked out, so it's wherever you
I
guys
think we
put
got a
him.
room for him separately, unless he
You
said
you
otherwise.
guys you guys did last
No,
time,
no.
but then something happened.
We put him
So
in the
this time
bed
we-
and I slept on the floor.
Okay, so
Okay.
he's
Well, the
still
beds are probably our size, so
he's
you probably
still
use it as a pillow.
he's still out, like kind of like one of those things as you guys like talking and stuff. He's like trying to come. He's like, So, anyways,
All right, we'll go out in the hallway. We walk out in the hallway to talk. What do you want?
I mean, should we leave him alone?
He's asleep.
No. I was just dropping the gnome off to you guys.
How
What?
you feeling? You good?
you guys can know.
Yeah. Any residual puppiness or?
No, I'm just tired and depressed.
We watched you pee and poop yesterday. Just to be clear.
As a puppy, specifically.
Well, yeah. I mean,
The car
And then he got
just
belly
looks.
scratched.
He just looks at all of it. And he's like,
He's
I'm-
been through something traumatic. At our hands, yeah.
"I'm leaving
More
this
or less.
here, AF, in your room, please."
Fine.
As he kind of turns around and stands by your door, waiting for you to pretty much open it and go in,
I open it and go in, I guess.
leaving the old depressed gnome with you two.
come on in. We'll wake up Lero and we'll get some breakfast and we'll talk for a minute, okay?
Okay.
I know. It's depressing. Let's go.
So he heads in with you guys. Aeth, as you and him step in into your room, and he kind of shuts the door. So let me get this straight.
Good.
You broke into his home, attacked him,
Didn't
stole
really
his
attack
stuff,
him.
and then kidnapped him and brought him here.
Well, we didn't really attack him, but we did kidnap him and we brought him here, yeah.
I didn't kidnap him. Fuck you talking about? I'm not here. I'm not there. That's what Elise thinks when she hears this. To the wall.
Just to be
We
clear, at least in my state, it wouldn't be breaking and entering. It would be trespass because the door was unlocked. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't know how other states operate, but in this state, that would be trespassing. That's all I'm saying. I will leave.
Clarence opens it, speaks in.
Plastic genius,
Yeah.
nerd.
Yep, there we go. Well, we didn't technically break in. I mean, we just dropped the illusion and then we walked into the front door. The door was already opened. and we found what was floating through the air.
This is the
Just like you
second
thought.
time that you have done something to somebody around or in this town. You understand that, right?
You the you were the ones that were trying to figure out where the balloon thing was coming, this floating object was coming from.
Yes. And he explained a little bit and went on a tangent, took a break, tangent, took a break. Regardless, I get some sort of gist of it. Still, I don't care and confused by the same time.
Apparently, he was
Stop
studying
bringing
him and
this.
some other.
No, I don't care. Stop bringing this shit to my town. Do you understand?
You told. I wasn't even trying to bring this shit to your town. We were doing what you put out in the bounty. We found the person that was manning that. We decided not to leave him in the tree that he was staying in when those when that battalion showed up for whatever him and his friends were working on. Don't know what it was. Still haven't figured that out yet. We brought him here.
He kind of goes and like sits in one of your chairs and
I'm leaning against the wall.
just get over here and have a
Opposite of
seat.
him.
And he kind of pulls like some of the cups, or like I would assume you would, like most adventurers, they might have like a traveling cup. You kind of takes yours on the table and pours like a little drink. Come on, sit down.
I go and sit down then.
Aeth, just gonna be straight with you, all right?
Go ahead.
Don't think we don't. Don't think we don't appreciate what your family sacrificed. Moreover, your father, but still your family. None of us, the survivors of that attack, have forgotten. None of this is ever on you, but it's what you chose to align with. As you heard and as we've said before countless and countless of times, they could have came and saved everybody. Your father could have been alive. Your family could still be here alive. I hate what happened. I hate what happened to you. Sending you to Zethan was the best choice for you, though, to keep you alive after your condition. I kind of figured that you would. Well, I'm actually was happy to hear that you were able to get in with the guild. It sounded though that you've made progress. That something like your state of injuries couldn't hold you back. But we still cannot forgive them. That's why we outcast you. So that you would forget about this town and try to make a new life. For years you haven't been around. But this year you seem to just love being here. Even though you keep doing something, attacking some random person in the middle of the night. I'm not even going to go with the details with this other one thing. At least it wasn't here, but the fact he probably doesn't have a home to go to anymore. And you brought it to us to deal with. What is it that you want?
I don't want anything from you guys. We weren't aware of what would happen when we turned the illusion off to see what or who was manning the flying object. We were looking for it, and when we found him, we didn't have much time before that battalion showed up. So didn't really leave us a lot of choices until we brought him with.
I hope you did not lead that battalion here.
No,
Is that something that we
They got no
need to
reason.
expect?
They got no reason to follow us here. They didn't. We didn't have. They checked our bags and everything. They didn't see anything that was important for them to keep track of us, and they were checking the tree out and looking for him and his research. I'm not sure, but we didn't have any of it, so they didn't find anything important on us.
You
So
better be right. If they come here and attack this place because of you, I personally will hunt you down. Do you understand?
understood.
Fuck. Kind of reaches into like one of his pouch and just throws on the table like a little bag, and you can hear like the sound of coins as it rings. Well, I debated if I should give it to you or not, but there's the reward for capturing the beast.
How much gold?
Enough of what we could spare.
I go to pick the bag up. Well, just thank you. I'll be sure to split it with everybody.
I really don't care what you do with it. He goes to kind of stand up and takes one more swig of his cup before kind of putting it down.
You know, I found a message one of my friends sent. Lillian's alive.
Surprising.
She's not well though.
Not that surprising.
Right now, we know she's somewhere, but all we hear when we message her was laughter coming from her.
Look,
Glue.
hopefully you're able to find her. Put some sort of end to the past.
Something's blocking William and my mother's from being able to connect to them, but that's all we got from that. And find that Samuel didn't make it.
You can hear, like, kind of as you were saying some of this, like, he took a couple of steps, like, towards the door. And then, as he kind of just puts his head down. Look, Aeth. The people, including me, cannot necessarily forgive you for joining up with them. But like I said, we all remember the sacrifice that your father has done. That's why I haven't let anything happen to your house. As a reminder, may not be the greatest statue, but it lives a reminder the sacrifices that was made here. I heard that you're out adventuring, is that right?
Yeah, for the most part. Helping here and there. Help the Iron Mare.
If you can do the town a favor, it's pretty small, but it's a long journey. If you can do this town this favor, I'm pretty sure they will all not only forgive, but learn to accept. And they would
What's the
welcome you
favor?
back. You can hear as he sound of some sort of paper as he puts it on the table. This here's a letter for Cruxburn from all the people and the mayor here. If you can get this letter to them, if you want, you can have your birth home here again. We will restore it, repair it. You seem to be a fighting mind warrior. I don't think anybody would take another look if you would be the chief just like your father was here.
It's, you know, I can't be chief here.
You think about it.
Oh,
That offer is yours if you want it. That's again if this letter can get there. Other than that, please stop disturbing this town. And please
I'll try.
stop bringing your trash here. As he just opens the door and gently shuts it. Can hear a sigh on the other side of the door, then followed by footsteps as he walks down the hall.
I'll finish in this cup. Oh. Ah. Ooh, that burns. Okay. I'm gonna go let everybody know we got paid.
Are you
And
coming to
then
our
tell them
room?
about the letter. Yeah. Guys' room first.
Are you gonna come on in?
Yeah, we just got paid.
Oh. How much?
You're asking the wrong person because I can't really count.
You can't count. You mean like you can't like wait,
The
I
pro-
don't what?
What
I've
is?
heard you count.
Yeah, I've counted, yes, but separated it out into 4s would be a bit difficult, or
So,
5s.
so you have problem with long division? Like we need to set a baseline here so we can help you. Like, because obviously, if there's a defunctness to your math abilities, we need to get it fixed because,
I
you're an
know how to
adult.
count. I know how to count, and I know the math and everything. It's just long form division between never between the gold and
Is it because you
distributing it
can't see
out
it?
equally.
If it's because you can't see it, you should just say that. Because I'm not. I mean, I'm
Yes,
smart.
I can't see it.
Okay, that's all you gotta say.
All right, here's the
So,
gold for that, and we also got I guess we got another job too.
so question: do we have to hide his body, or are we good?
We're good. We just probably can't have him stay here though.
Oh, okay. Not you, gnome guy. Uh,
He's like,
Oh no, no, yes,
he looked
yes,
for
no,
a
I'm
second.
back.
Like, I won't go out. I'm too tired. Just finish it.
did you not sleep at all last night?
No, he got interrogated all last night
Oh,
probably.
dude. I'm sorry. Do you want to take a nap in the bed?
No,
scoot
no, I'm fine. I'm fine. You
We're
guys
just
just
turning into a
don't.
puppy again,
You just don't
and then let you get belly
understand
rubs.
the amount of work that was lost.
Well, yeah, you didn't really explain it very well, man. Like, you were kind of frantic.
Well,
You had
yes,
a
you
man.
guys stormed into my home.
Stormed is the wrong term.
Well,
We
you.
politely yelled up the stairs, hey, we're coming up.
I didn't invite you in, and you broke through my barrier.
Well, it's,
Well, I
you can't-
mean,
It was to deter people from coming.
well, I mean, like, yeah, you can't, like, put, like, a big
Yeah.
lock around something. We're basically kids. We want to break it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So you broke into my
Well,
home.
no, we
didn't
did not
really.
break it. We
We
trespassed.
dispelled your illusion that you had up, and then you didn't shut your front door.
Yeah, why wasn't your door locked?
Because I don't use it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wait, how do you eat?
That's
What do you eat?
Food.
food do you eat?
Oh, yeah, but like you don't have like infinite. I guess you're a magic guy. You could probably make food.
He
Never
kind of
mind.
overcooked his breakfast.
Yeah.
I don't do magic. That's not my thing.
What do you mean you don't do magic? You just cast spells at us.
No.
He had the
I
little
didn't.
stick thingy. Yeah.
Oh, so what do you do? Are you an engineer?
I don't know
As
about
of
engineers.
late,
I mean, he's
yes, but no. I
What
don't
do you mean,
know.
yes or no?
I don't do anything anymore.
Oh,
Did you get fired?
yeah.
No.
We look. We're trying to help you. I'm a master craftsman. My short friend here is also a master craftsman. We're trying to understand. Please let us understand.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, why me?
Because
Oh, you're doing great.
you're the one
I
I'm
need
having
my
fun
armor.
with.
Yeah, pretty
Mhm.
much. Hold on. I have something to make it slightly better. You
A
know where
flash
it is.
of genius.
13.
I'm gonna go in there and change the name to Flash of Genius again because it's the fucking. I love it though. I love it.
It's fun, man.
You should rename it to like, oh shit, I rolled bad.
Yeah, no, every time.
the,
Whoa.
You want
shit,
to
I
make this
rolled bad.
29 and 33 for
It-
no reason.
either it's like the oh shit button or the backup thought.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, as I said before, I had friends. We were adventurers a long time ago. I used to play music,
He's a bard.
but over time, things changed and it was just me.
Wait a minute.
Did they die or like did you guys just split up?
They died in the war. We were not the average adventurers that go around looking for thrill-seeking fights and glorious treasure. We wanted to be innovators, wanted to change the world. My friends at the time, our wizard, he had this idea. What if everyone could be able to fly? But having, magic that powerful is, well, quite impossible. But we thought of a new way. What if boats from the sea could be in air? Well, our other member, he was the more craftsmanship of the party. And with them two working together, they came up with a really good idea. I was just there to encourage people.
Can I ask a question?
No.
Sick.
What?
So,
Why not?
Carbo, ask him a question.
So,
What's
no,
your
stop
favorite
interrupting
color?
me. No. Quiet.
Well, he told me
No,
to ask you
I
a
don't
question.
care what he said. You're interrupting me. You should know not to
Sorry.
interrupt your elders.
Yeah, I do. Sorry.
Well, I mean, yeah,
So, well, they got called for this big war and never came back. And so I wanted to try to keep their memory alive, but I was no.
Master Craftsman.
Yes, I was terrible with magic. And I had to have help put my instrument back together when it broke. I was very bad. Very, very bad.
What's your instrument?
I don't know. I haven't played in centuries.
How
So
do gnomes live?
they live
I
about
don't know.
300-400 years.
years?
Oh,
Like
dang.
500 years or
So you
something?
could literally, yeah.
450, 500, something like that.
Yeah. So
Which war was this?
the Guild Wars.
Wait, do you know what a stone sword is?
Isn't that a
Those are
sword made of
asterisks.
stone?
Okay. Just
Never
trying to
mind.
use that to gauge how old people are now.
How
so-
did you?
so- The gym. What's the gym's importance?
The power source.
That's what I'm hoping.
I couldn't quite understand a lot of the paperwork. I was very confused how it worked, how it did anything. So I have, honestly, I kind of just shoved it in a corner.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Hey, you had something. My bad, man.
So when you would appear with that, your little floating balloon ship thing, how did you do that? Did you have to different location that you started out from, or were you shifting from a different?
What are you talking about?
Well, how we were able to find you originally, you kind of crashed it into the tree.
Yes, because the ship is incredibly heavy.
Well, where were you before then?
In the air.
God, I knew he was gonna say.
No, I'm.
You're literally asking for like the known way. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's like, what comes after A? B. What comes after 1? 2?
That's why I was like, he's gonna say it again. I'm gonna be so annoyed.
No, I meant when you were was your ship invisible before? Did you make it invisible and then it appeared right there in the air as it was heading for that tree? Or were you in a different
It's
different plane?
no different plane. What? No, I was on no plane. I was in the air.
Hey, this we're not gonna get anything from this. So real talk. How can we help you? Obviously, we fucked you over, and we may have potentially destroyed your house. We don't know yet. We don't know.
It could still be there.
It could still be there, or just kind of burn up. I did leave a flamethrower in there. I didn't turn it on. Okay, I did not turn it on.
You were going to burn down my home?
We didn't know if you're a bad guy or not.
So you broke into my home, kidnapped me, robbed me, and then you was going to burn it down. You guys sound like
We didn't
criminals.
rob you.
You
Oh
came
my-
willingly because you liked the belly rubs.
I was
Don't,
a
yeah,
puppy.
That's not. Don't even say
Yeah,
it was
to be fair,
because you're a puppet.
he wasn't probably in the right state of mind.
Ah, true.
You would-
We're trying to help you now. We fucked up. We don't want to fuck up anymore, so we'll help you if we can. What can we do to help you?
There's nothing you can do to help me.
Oh, so we can just leave?
What were you going to do with me?
We'll take you back
I
to your
think
house.
it'd be fun.
Oh, that's
Or-
it. Yeah.
It's
think
probably destroyed by now.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
we didn't destroy it. We didn't
We didn't
destroy it. If it makes you feel better, I mean, we could
Also,
probably.
they may have posted some sort of guards there, so if we show back up, they might be like, "Oh, these people are definitely involved."
Yeah.
I can-
Yeah, hold on.
I
I'm
can
gonna be
make
right
3 of
back.
us-
I'm gonna
I
go
can
get
make 3
Elise
of
and
us-
come back.
I can make
It's a
3 of
good
us
idea.
invisible.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get Elise. I'm
Or
gonna...
maybe a little bug flies over there.
Hey, Elise!
Ah,
We got some cash. The gnome's here, and Lura's asleep still. Can you come talk with us?
oh, cash is pretty good. I'll be there.
Cash money.
And then I'll go back.
Like Elise shows up and like looks to the door. Oh, look, it's dog gnome.
Hold on
He
for
really
one
likes being
second.
a puppy.
Oh, do you want to be a dog
Yeah,
again?
yeah.
Do that. No? Yes?
He didn't
He's-
say
he's-
no.
Never mind.
Sorry.
Yeah, I
Apparently
think
he
he's
hates it.
talking to his- yeah.
He hates it so.
All right. So, you come over and ask if he wanted to be a puppy. He just like looks at you and he's, "Don't you ever do that to me again."
You don't tell him what to do. Anyway, what's
I'm
the
waiting
what's
for-
the deal?
So we got the money for doing the job. We also did.
Nice.
We got a letter to take the cracks and burn.
The what?
We got a letter to take the cracks and burn.
Okay.
Well,
I assume we'll end up there at some point.
yeah, that's what I figured too. And we also got to figure out what we're gonna do with our gnome dog here.
Why am I being referenced as a dog?
'Cause you
What's
were
your
a
name?
dog.
You got too angry with us and you didn't give us your name, so.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of just been referring to you as gnome dog, or short guy, or medium-sized guy, or old dude.
Just call me Philbin. That's
Ooh.
my last
Philbin.
name.
What's your first
Okay,
name?
Bill
Probably something
Corn
like-
and Morn Levin Philbin.
Yeah, we're just gonna go with Philbin. Yeah, that was great. I don't know why you had to add all that stuff in front of it. It's way worse now. I'm sorry.
That's my
I'm
family's
not
name.
even
How dare
trying to
you?
spell the full thing.
Well, I mean, look, my last name's Manifest. You can make fun of me if you want.
Oh, yeah, my last name's Alucard.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I sound like a vampire.
I have
Nice.
no idea. My grandfather was big on trying to come up
Ah.
with a name fancy for a play.
Oh, okay.
So you're sure there's no way we can help you? Philbin.
What are you gonna help me with?
I don't know. I am a
It is-
master engineer. That guy over
He's
there is one
pretty
of the
good
best
with
blacksmiths.
magical stuff.
Yeah, and he can talk and do magic. And we've got a crazy druid lady who does hella magic, man.
I take out. Oh yeah, by the way, it
She
reminds
also
me.
shoots old people in the knee, so
Yes, sometimes.
take that with a grain of salt.
He puts his hand on his
I
knee.
mean, he survived, okay, and wasn't not in the needles at the
He
time.
did heal him right after, but
Yeah. So there's no lasting damage.
we might be at war with one of the small towns. I don't know.
No,
was-
because the pseudo dragon was the real boss. and,
Actually,
like, he,
two of them, because he has problems here.
No, the pseudo dragon was my mate. It's just the guy that's just a loser.
I don't think we've
Uh.
been back there since then, so...
I've been back there
No.
since. Ish. Anyway, fuck that shit. So what's his whole shtick?
So, he told us that the gem that was made, that wasn't originally from him, it was from his wizardy friend, and then his master
Okay.
craftsman friend working on
Okay.
it. But then during was it the Guild Wars or the Dragon Wars?
The Guild
Yeah.
Wars.
The Guild Wars called his two friends out, and they didn't return, so he tried working on it.
Wait,
Mm.
you know they're dead?
Yes. Or they would have came back.
That's not how that. Did you see a body?
I didn't go to war.
Well, look,
didn't
my
you-
mom's
why
dead,
didn't
and I
you-
saw
why
her
did you-
body.
Why did you let your friends go to war and you stayed behind?
Because that was their duty. They went to war.
And why did you stay behind?
Because I am not a fighter. Why do you send a
We-
non-fighter to war? You wanted me
we
to
could
die?
figure- We could
mean-
figure that you weren't really a fighter when you got turned into a puppy.
But didn't you want to help out your friends? I don't know. Seems kind of weird to just let them go to war and not try to help them.
What could I done? There was nothing
I
I
don't
could
know.
have done.
How good were you at playing music?
You must have some skills, no?
All I could do was play music. I told you I was very terrible at the magic.
Yeah, but couldn't they have given you something that shoots magic or something? I don't know. Like they make stuff.
That was what the wand was for.
No, I stole that from him because he didn't return.
Ah.
That was the only way I
Yeah.
could try to defend myself since I was out there alone.
Yeah, but he could have given that to you and you could have fought with them. Hmm?
No, that's not how that works.
That's literally how that works.
No, so what you're telling me is
You-
somebody who has no sort of combat skills or anything like that should go fight people?
It'd be funny.
It's- I mean, up
Yeah,
until
it'd be
the first
funny.
time, up until the first time I fought, I had no combat experience.
Good for you. So you're a
Yeah,
fighter.
that's- No, I wasn't. I wasn't then.
Okay.
Until that.
I'm not a fighter.
Oh my god! Like I see why they left you behind. You're stupid. Anyway, put your paper back.
It's okay, bud. It's okay, Philbin.
I'm not stupid. I just don't fight. Why does everybody have to go and fight?
I mean, apparently you can also figure this out. Anyway, sorry, I'm being rude now. I get offensive when people are weird.
He also hasn't
you
been
want
able to sleep, I guess, because he got into
Well,
it all
yeah, I
night.
mean, anyway. Well, I got to sleep well, but I mean, I still get offensive. Do you want your papers back or not?
Sure. What's ever left.
Like,
You
at
can't
least, like-
read 'em? Why don't we read them?
At least takes out this massive stack of papers. There you go.
Philbin, can I try to read them? I read real good and stuff.
Sure. If you make a
Oh, these-
persuasion check.
God.
Oh, wait, I need to see what if I'm plus or negative today. Ah,
Plus.
we're plus today.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my god, never mind. Nothing's gonna save
Great.
that. That's like
Oh my God.
that's like a stillborn baby. Nothing to be saved there.
Whoa. Yikes.
Yeah, that's a big yeah, I guess.
It wasn't a natty one.
Look,
Yeah, it could have been.
you can... Sure, you can look at it, but you're not going to figure anything out.
All right. would you like to make a wager on that?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Like I don't want to make you go broke. How much like gold do you like? Like, are we talking like 5 gold? Or are we talking like 500? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be. Are we on the same level here? Like, you've been stuck in a house for a long time. Do you
He
have money?
he kind of like leans over to Garbu and like he whispers in your, "Can I borrow 20 gold?"
I love it.
During this, I'm just gonna walk over and cast Identify on it, just with an actual spell slot,
On
so
what?
it happens. The mirror thingy,
Of the gem.
right? Yeah.
Did
The
you?
gem is in the back. It's like all the way in the
Oh,
back now.
sorry, never mind.
And
Yeah.
we already identified.
What
it
are
as,
we
like, a
talking
bad-
Yeah, I
about?
already
I
did
was
that.
distracted
The
reading
papers.
something.
Yeah, you guys
They-
you
Oh, the
guys did
papers?
do it last night, and it didn't really give you anything. Just the fact that it resembles one of the uh types of gems that can
Oh.
store like a spell thing in.
Never mind then. Also, I never hit long rest after we went to bed.
Well, hit it.
Oh dang. How
Well-
about this? Instead of gold, how about we bet that if I can
When he
figure it
asks
out a
me, I'll
little
just
bit,
shake my head.
if I can figure it out a little bit, you'll try to help us do it, right? You'll give us the guidance that you have from your immense knowledge from studying this stuff for hundreds of years, and we'll try to figure this out. Does that sound fair? And if not, we will take you wherever you want to go.
No,
I
Hold
on.
on.
hold on.
Oh, dude,
Hold
that's a
on.
lie.
yeah, but I'm just gonna tell him straight up.
Guys.
Anyway, go read the stupid papers and see if there's anything in there.
Mhm.
Fine. I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability, and I'm gonna look at Garbu and go. I'm like elbow him and be like,
Guidance.
"Have fun." Yeah, that's what I was like. I was fishing there, bud. And then is it an investigation? Is it just intelligence? Is it?
Yeah,
Really?
just make a actually because you're trying to look a little bit more into this. I would say I want to double check. Yeah, I would say just do just do intelligence at first since you're not really quite sure what you're looking at immediately.
Where's Bed Phantom?
20. And then
What's a D4?
a 4. And
What
then
is-
you know what? Just because I like to and it's there, and because it's one of those, I'm gonna hit Flash Genius for 28.
Oh, we want to go. Wait, let's go even higher.
Let's go even higher.
Even
yeah, yeah.
higher. Higher.
34.
34.
It's
Let's
a
go.
34.
All right, now I need you to roll a d6.
Oh God. Which one's the? Oh, just a regular. 6. Holy crap.
We're rolling high rollers today.
Okay.
Is that 40? Or did I take it lower?
So you pulling out like the first piece of paper that you're looking at. You see it's talking about some sort of arcane equation. And then, but there again, for a single piece of paper, not enough information. You go to the next one. Go ahead and roll another d6.
5.
This is it looks wonder what was this? Hold on. Oh, okay. This is more talking about an idea, but you're very confused on what the idea is supposed to be. It goes into a really long concept that you, again, need more information. And you get most of these papers are probably just mixed up of a lot of things.
Okay.
I'll say over the course of, however long you're really wanting to spend on this. How long do you want to spend on this?
I'll take a couple hours of intense study. How many papers are there before I say that? Is it 6 or 7 papers or is it 200 papers?
It's a lot of papers. I'm not going to give you a specific number. It's a lot of papers. But not enough to figure something out entirely.
Okay.
It seems over the course of, we'll say, 2 to 3 hours.
That sounds great.
Which the group, either you guys could have stayed there, you could have went, ate, do something. I'll ask you guys in a sec, I guess. You get that there's because you rolled really high, there's probably 6 different, think of projects or research, 6 different research papers. But the amount of papers that you have are not like, like a book, if you will. They are jumbled up with, you might have page 1 and then page 57, 233, page, 20. They're all mixed up. And you know that that second floor or the first floor, whatever, with all of those papers, and probably that even the next floor after that is probably more of continuations of everything. You don't have a lot to go off of. I'll say this, you get a general idea that one research was talking about one of the gems, which tends to be the bigger portion of this gem. The second research, you get very little, and there's a talk about another gem. The third
like a
one,
mate,
do what?
like a mate or a partner gym.
Well, the first one is about one gem. The second research is about a different gem. The third one, which it's even smaller amounts of information you get, it seems like they combine. Just unsure, of everything else. The fourth one, you get actually surprisingly a decent amount of information on, and it's just materials for the boat. It talks about, unlike, a basic sea boat that wants to be sturdy to be able to handle waves, this needs to be a little bit reinforced, but mostly light, so that, because it's not fighting anything if it's in the air. And so it talks about, different types of materials. The fifth research, you have like maybe 5 pieces of paper on it. There's not any information to figure out what it could be about. And then there's the 6 that you get that it seems some sort of arcane instructions to maybe have everything work together. But that's just the gist of all 6 different research that there was.
So I'm gonna come back to him. Right. So basically, what I'm getting after looking at this stuff is like you had a general overarching concept. Did you guys ever get a working prototype by chance? An actual ship that you could actually make fly, not the little thing that you had that we tracked you with, like an actual large vessel using the gems that you could power to lift it and make it move and go somewhere. Was that ever happen? Did it ever get that far?
We never had the time. That ship that you saw was of my creation. That was after they left. And I had to figure out how to make a boat.
I know how to make a boat. I've made one before. We sailed it out to an island.
Yes, but this is one that would be in air, not in water.
I mean, I think we made it in air and then pushed it into the water.
No, I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, I made it just like in the dry air and it fell onto the ground and then we pushed it into the water.
Yes, this one you don't put
Took
in
me
water.
like an hour.
This one stays in the air.
Sounds like it'd be a little harder to do that, but I'm sure we could figure it out.
Well, could we see if we could? Should we head back to his tree, see if we can find more of his research notes? Oh, well,
Nah, man.
there we. Or should we head to Zepham next?
Could I,
I mean-
ask you something first, Eighth?
Go ahead.
So like I know I've been hearing a lot about your dad in this town, and me and Garboot had a brief conversation about it. But would you be okay with us making a monument to your family out in front of your house?
Oh, that's what they. I
mean-
if you want to.
I mean, sure, man. Like, they meant a lot to these people, and it meant a lot to you, and maybe it'd help you get a little bit of closure with some stuff going on, you know? And maybe this is our way of making things up for being, well, douchebags about some of this stuff earlier on.
If you want, I'm not gonna force you.
We're offering, we're not telling.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to.
We want to.
I'm sure the town will like that.
How much of the money, Pickles?
Oh, I shake the bag.
And in the meanwhile, I would have counted it because I know that he can't. see shit.
It is 250 gold.
Oh,
All together?
That was
250.
all together.
50 apiece.
50
Luro,
apiece?
wake up.
Ah,
Does he need money?
What?
Yeah,
Does he-
he's part of the team, man.
It's too
Does he-
bright.
Is he?
Hey, come take your cut.
What cut? I don't want to get
You're
cut.
on the, no, you're on the team. You get a portion of the earnings we just got.
I've never been on a team before.
Well, I mean, yeah, like you're on our team. Like,
I
what do
mean,
you
you
mean? Like,
saved our hides back in Iron Man, and you've helped us out other times, so
yeah.
yeah, you're
50
part
gold.
of our team.
Pretty good.
And you also took a drink from my cup.
You guys kind of like put it in his hand, and he's just like kind of big eyes staring at it. This is like one of those like Dobby
It's the
moments.
most money he's ever had in his life.
This is one of those moments that like Master gave Dobby a gift.
We each got 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, now we're gonna have some lessons on responsible money usage and saving. Okay. We save some and we spend some, right? We have a little fun, but at the same time, we take care of our future. You know, a little nest egg.
Do what you
know?
want. It's your money.
That's terrible advice. Don't listen to him. He's a child.
What do I use money for?
Well, you can buy treats. You could buy toys.
I
you
want
could buy...
to go buy treats.
Okay, we're not gonna do that now. We'll do it later. Is that okay?
Okay.
Well, I mean,
we can do
like-
it now. We can do it now.
No. He needs to learn some he needs to learn patience as well.
He just
yeah.
sits. He just sits there with his hand still like holding, and he's just okay.
Do you have a money pouch?
I have my bag, and he just dumps it all in his bag.
Oh God, no. Oh,
That's
He even pulls out like his little stuffed bear. What was it? A cat? Stuffed cat. And like
Garbo.
some coins kind of fall out, and he's like, "Oh, did I lose it, or can I pick it back up, or is it
You
the
can-
grounds?"
No, pick it up.
Okay.
Can you? Oh,
He goes
God,
and picks
no.
it back up and just puts it in his bag.
Do I have any leather? Because if I do, I do
I mean,
have
I could
leather.
just
I want to use the leather in the bag of holding, change my tools to leatherworking tools, and try to make him just a rudimentary money pouch.
Easy enough. As you're spending
Okay.
your time trying to quickly
delete
catch up
the
and eat and stuff like that. So
So what's the plan?
Well, I thought we would head back towards meeting up with Elise's sister.
No, man. Like, weren't we gonna go the other direction?
Yeah, that's. I mean, we might be able to meet with her once we get all the way around to Drawridge, but I feel like we can't really. Going through those mountains is going to be a little tough when they're patrolled by people who I'm a bit of a.
Hmm. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, my sister
We'll
knows
say refugee from.
we postponed indefinitely.
Maybe once we get around past the Golden Summit, we might send her a message and be like, we're getting closer to Drawridge if she wanted to try and meet us there.
We could do that, yeah.
Isn't Drawridge, though, kind of partially allowed to allied to Beaumont, though?
Are you asking us or God?
Kinda?
Asking us or God.
Kinda.
well,
Uh,
to be
I
fair,
believe
they
it was mentioned that they were going to be sending troops to Drawridge to help add security since the Yellow Dragon was gone.
security and they did say proclaiming territory to help balance stuff out. So, and they were
I
speaking
was
of
trying to only say the positive side.
they were speaking of
Honestly.
going east. So
He's drinking root beer, everybody.
Yes.
that's lame, but very tasty.
very
No
tasty.
caffeine, naturally flavored, with cane sugar.
Organic
Since
root beer.
1919.
Probably just
I
IBA.
don't know what the frick it is. What?
I just said the brand that you're
Yeah.
probably drinking.
It's not IBN.
What is it?
IBC.
That's not even what I said. I said IBA. But
Oh. It was wrong either way.
Yep.
Hey.
So where did you put? Where am I going?
You ready? You want to come along?
You want to go in the bag?
No,
He
you can't
can't
do
go in
that.
the back. You
It's
can't.
only
You can't go in the
temporary
bag.
either.
It was
yeah, but
a
what if you
joke.
turn him into something and then put him in the bag?
No, it's not.
It was
It's
still
PG,
kill him.
I mean, it would
But
have
it's
to be
not
something
yet.
that doesn't need oxygen.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
can't really
sure
do
I
it.
really don't want to travel with you guys.
I mean, you can't
At
go
all.
home because like if you go home now, then they're definitely got people posted there.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I would do that.
We could at least take you to the sauce. We're already on our way there.
take me where?
Zilsauce? Zilsauce? How you pronounce it, GM?
I thought it was Slosis.
Zillosis.
Zillosis.
Yeah.
Zillosis.
Zillosis. Zilsauce.
Listen,
also
my
got this-
inability
Yep,
to read
Zillosis.
words goes fine with Garbu's lack of intelligence.
I got a random idea. How about this idea? How about since AIDS house isn't being used right now, he sets up shop there, and then after a while he can go back and check on his house.
Wouldn't, would,
There's no roof on
wouldn't
his
those
house.
people still be able to find him?
They would
I mean,
still
they
be
don't
able
know
to
he was
find
there
him.
to begin with. Because he was a dog, remember? They don't know he was there. I mean, I don't think he wants to travel with us, and this way he's still sort of close to his place.
Philbin?
I mean, at the same time, it's like I understand you want to honor your friends and their research, but maybe you should try to live a bit of your life because it didn't seem like you were gonna go anywhere.
I don't have anything anymore.
Yeah,
I
but you can always build something, no?
build what? Another boat?
I don't know. No, I mean, do something with the rest of your life.
He kind of said he wasn't really the builder.
Why don't you just start playing music again, dude?
It's metaphors. It's like, god damn it. I don't know. Like, sometimes I feel
Yeah.
like even though I'm not the smartest person, I feel like I'm the smartest person in the room.
Clarence is pretty smart.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes I said I
Trevor
feel.
sprays. Trevor.
It's,
I don't
I'm
know
not
what
very
my
wise.
I don't know what my life was before. I've spent, to be fair, this is the most society interactions that I've had for years.
We can tell.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I
God.
look, it's imagine you had friends and you were eager to work on something to try to help with what you could, even though you may not be skilled in magic or craftsmanship, you still try to help with what little bit you could. And then you come to realize that you're alone. Nobody else to do anything, to talk to you, to be around. I could have just left all their stuff there and never looked back, but I feel like their dream, their memory would have just died there. Yes, I did not go to war because I'm no fighter, but I at least try to honor their dream, try to keep it going the best I could. I didn't want to reach out because I don't know who to trust. I don't want their stuff going to some other people and being claimed as they are the ones who did it. It just got out of hand and I was drowning, if you will.
No, we've all been there.
Billy shakes head, not really.
Well, some of
Insight
it's been
check.
there.
I can try to figure something out, I guess.
I mean, we know people, so that just depends on what you want to do.
It's whatever I'm being gifted.
I mean, it's like if you want to continue building something, it's like regardless, it's gonna be a journey. But we know people in Zetum who you could hang out with. There's this really nice dragonborn, although he had a bit of a memory loss, but he can probably help you do something with your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my bad on the memory loss thing.
I mean, it
Well,
is
not
what it is.
really. It's kind of his
And-
fault.
We know somebody who might be able to help you try and at least find like what happened to your friends. He's a detective.
That's actually.
I know what happened to them. They died.
I mean, I think
Well,
right
they
now
never
we're
came
focused.
back.
If
The
they
focus
were
should be on like building something new.
if they were alive, you don't think they would have came back to their home?
Do you remember their names? Both of their names?
I mean, they had a wizard type, right? The wizard would have been able to send a message for sure, if they were still alive.
That's if
I mean,
you
let's just
wanted to.
let's just face it, right? I mean, I don't know what to say, but if they didn't come back, I think the chance of them being alive is very slim.
Wait, if you know their names, we could just try to send a message and see if they're alive.
Yeah, if you know their names and have like a general description, it would.
It's
I could try to reach out just to verify.
it's been years. Their names I don't want to mention it, but I've forgotten.
At least Koff said that.
You seem to have quite a few memory issues.
I'm old, okay? Leave me alone.
Insight check on that.
Make an insight check.
Not the old thing, but just using that as an excuse to not remember their names.
Oh my god.
Natural 20.
You you can sense regret that he honestly just does not remember their names. He You get a sense that if you try to ask a lot about like any sort of characteristics or features or something, he couldn't tell you at the top of his head. He Even if he probably thought about it, he couldn't remember. It To him it's been so long that he just remembers he had two companions who were gifted in arcane and craftsman, and they left and never came back.
Oh, the wars weren't that long ago, were they?
Let's see. Da, 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 da,
The
da,
Guild
da.
Wars were a while ago, like a long time ago, if I remember. It's the Dragon Wars that are only like a decade ago.
Was it? 'Cause I thought it was the other way around.
No,
No, I think
pretty much
No.
how this went, right? And I want to double check something. Okay, so
the Dragon Wars were like right before Garbu was born, I think.
there was uh there was the what they call the Resurrection Wars, which was the dragons, right? That's where the uh guilds fought dragons, dragons teamed up with guilds and helped defeat the onslaught of all the rest of the dragons. And then there was the factions battle, but that was only half, right? It was only 3 guilds versus 3 guilds. The guilds war is way back. It is 1133. We're talking about like close to like 100,
100 years ago.
like somewhere around those ages. As things were building up, the guild wars never quite stopped until about 1120. That was when there was a little bit of a peace, if you will, a little bit of a standstill. But for the most part, there was always fights, battles between tribes here and there that wanted to, become dominant, to become stronger than the others, to claim more territory. So yeah.
Well, okay. So, what do we think of the best place for him to go then? I don't know.
I mean, I think I'd send him to Bolt.
I think Bolt would probably be the best option.
I mean, Bolt will definitely help him build a new life.
Yeah, and they're both around the same age, same bracket of life.
Hey,
too,
do you
so.
remember? Just wanted to make sure if you remember or not about Bolt.
He is
That is-
suffering from
that is
memory
the-
loss.
Yeah, I don't think that will
I mean-
stop him from being himself.
That's
From
Yeah,
who he like, he always was like this. No.
They'll always get along now, right? Because they both forgot everything.
I don't know if this would help you with any of your memory. But I'll step forward, and if he doesn't like flinch or anything, I'll reach out towards him.
he'll flinch because he doesn't know what you guys will be doing. He still thinks
I'm-
you guys are like on borderline murderers.
I'm just trying to help you here.
Murder, and we just turn him into a puppy, so it's more like.
He thinks you want to murder him, but then when you guys talked about like what Elise did to some other people,
Yeah,
he's
we
like,
don't murderize, we pupperize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I was gonna see if I could help you with any sort of memory, possibly.
I think he's just old.
Yeah. I mean, it's still. Could be worth the
I'd help him.
try, right?
Yeah, I'd help him.
Do you want me to try that?
Actually, y- never mind, Eighth. You wouldn't even know that. How are you going to restore memory?
I've been just kind of. If there's like a disease on you, it could help with that. Like if you have any sort of disease of your brain that has caused it to deteriorate or anything. I don't
Make
know.
a persuasion check.
You got this. Am I helping?
7.
I don't trust you.
Okay.
Uh. Right. Don't know why I was looking at my spell sheets like I had something to help him with. I literally didn't. I could teleport you 500 feet into the air, but yeah. No.
Yeah, just let me plummet from there.
If you say there's a friend in Zetham, I can try to go there.
I mean,
But
we'll
I
tag
don't.
mate.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah, you
have.
on
we're
your
not
own
gonna take him
might
there.
be a bad idea.
Man, it's like we can't go back and forth between all these fucking places all the time. Jesus fucking Christ. Whoever that is.
sounds like an actor.
No, I think he's like an avatar of a god, but I don't know which one. I mean, you can like this like people travel without fucking armed mercenaries trying to protect them. I mean, there's always some caravan or some people going there. I mean, that's probably also a good idea for him to just process
Lay
things
low.
and figure out what the fuck he wants to do with his life.
There's also some powerful people looking specifically for him.
No, they're not looking for him. They're looking for what he's working on. Was working on. Which they don't. Which was the thing, the gem, but they don't have it now. So fuck them.
Yeah,
Where is
but
it,
they
by the
might-
way? Didn't you
It
take it?
It's out of sight.
Were you going to give it back?
I mean, yeah. But do you want to go run around with it when those people are on your back? I mean, you can have. It might be a smart idea to get it back later. No.
When am I ever going to see you again?
In
If you go to
Zetham.
see him, we'll go back to.
We will be going there at some point again.
Mm-hmm.
Could be weeks, months.
Hours.
Could honestly be hours, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. Kind of random.
Are you guys speaking the truth?
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah,
We
I'll
could
give
get
you that.
there in
I can't.
I
give
mean,
you
I
that.
have
probably
no
get there in
I
like 12 hours, right? If we fly and then sleep and then fly.
mean, I have no interest of keeping it, but it's more like right now the thing is fucking danger jam, so it's best to keep it out of sight for a while.
I guess. It was a piece of junk anyway.
Where those
Honestly,
guys
man.
are after you.
No one knows, but anyway, I think you should just like I don't know, like let your friends be memories and make something out of what you have left.
Yeah, you still got like years left to live.
I don't know, maybe start play some music. I don't know, have some fun, you know. Even though who knows, like how I don't know. It's like music. Is that something you don't forget how to do that or?
I can try to see if I remember. I haven't picked one up in ages.
I mean, and even if you suck, you can always get better. No.
I guess. Well, thanks for kicking me out of my home.
You're welcome.
No problem.
He stands up and kind of like starts to walk away.
Hey, do you have any money?
You need money to get somewhere?
He then comes back.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give him
can
the
I-
50 gold. Yeah. I'm gonna give him 50 gold that I got. So there he goes. There's 50 gold. Yeah, that's. I mean, do you need more? Is that too much? Like, I don't know where you're at. Like,
I'll figure it out. Gotta go back and get the rest of my stuff from the barracks anyway.
yeah, that's a good idea. Do you want to make you a flute?
You want? Well,
Or
No.
a lute?
No.
Okay.
would you like some armor
I-
or anything?
Want a
We
sword?
have.
Knife. I've got a
Yeah,
knife.
we have some spare stuff, and there's a short sword I know.
There's
I know we got my old armor in there, and some
there's
other stuff.
a table where like there's a couple of people eating, and he just like walks behind one of them, just grabs the knife off of the table, and then just walks back over. Knife, good to go.
Maybe give him the short sword and the chainmail.
I don't need any of this. What am I going to do with it?
Wear it.
I'm-
Not die.
I'm not a fighter.
This
So
is
why'd
not.
you take the knife?
This is like for protection, so that people know not to mess with you, so that they don't get into a fight.
Look, I had a magical barrier protecting me, and people
Ah,
still
here we go
broke
again.
it down.
And now it's gone now.
Yes. So, what would a set of armor do for me?
Possibly.
Deter people from attacking you.
I was gonna take a
Yeah, I'm
dagger and
saying-
stab Garbu as a point, but I'm not gonna do that because it'd be the one time I hit like a natural
No,
20.
you can do it.
No.
No, you should do it.
No.
Just try and throw a fist at me.
No, it's a knife. That's not how armor works.
Punch
Alright,
me.
fine.
And
I'll try to
plus
stab you.
and plus
Does
and-
it hit?
and plus
No.
the fact that
It like hits my
There's-
chest plate or something and just goes off.
it depends on what you're trying to do, which involves AC or not.
Yeah, I'm just trying to stab his armor, not him.
Then you just hit his armor.
Okay. See? That's what it does. You don't have to wear it. We don't care. We're just gonna give it to you. And you can always sell it.
It is a pretty nice chainmail.
I will
Yeah.
probably
Crafted
sell it.
myself.
That's perfectly fine.
It could be
but-
worth anywhere up to 100 gold pieces because of the way that I crafted it, but I don't know its exact value.
Okay.
Also, do you know our names at all?
No.
No,
Sweet.
Yeah,
we'll
that's
keep it
fine.
That way. All right, let's go.
let's keep it that way.
Uh-huh.
As you guys like, oh, you guys like getting up and like just leaving.
No, you
I-
can-
Clarence gets up, and I feel
as-
like the rest of us are just sitting here looking like.
when
Garbu
you
leans
when
over,
you
were we supposed to do that?
when you guys like say something like about the name, there's oh, well, I'm Luro. Nice to
Go
meet you.
fucking damn it, you idiot.
We're not
Damn
doing
it!
What?
No,
It's
no,
not
no,
his
no.
real
He-
name.
he
We told
did-
him to make up a name.
He didn't know our names.
Well, because we're not telling him because he might be a drug dealer or something.
Are
God.
you
He's not-
a drug dealer?
He's not a drug dealer.
Does it look like I sell drugs, you? And he, like he starts to like, wait, no, I didn't mean it. He was...
Fine, fine. Elise Garbu 8th.
No!
My name's
fuck off.
Francis.
Oh my
Why?
god. You suck ass. I swear
His
to
name's
god.
Francis Rafetier,
Yeah,
specifically.
I'm so done. I'm just gonna go fucking I don't know. On an eagle somewhere and never
And-
come back again.
And anonymity.
Also,
and
he
it's
lied.
gone.
My name's actually Clarence.
My name is
Yeah,
your mother. Now go
it's
fuck
Claire.
go fuck off. My
It's
god,
Cobalt
I'm so
named
fucking done. I'm so fucking done. I don't get this.
A cleric kobold named Clarence.
Yeah.
It works out.
A lot.
He just do you first off? Do you give him the set of armor or not?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and just take it out of
We
your
will
thing.
give him the chainmail.
You'll
I
give it
will
to
remove
him,
that from the bag of holding.
and he will.
It is worth 75 gold, but Garbu I don't think would know that.
Okay.
Uh, And then the
And
short sword as well, or are we just leaving him with the knife he found?
I mean, he doesn't. He only wants a fucking stupid knife, so he can have a stupid knife.
Yeah, leave the knife.
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say we have, I think, 8 short swords, so we could give him one easily and not be missing anything.
If you want to,
Maybe he
we
doesn't
can give
want
him a
it.
short sword.
He didn't want it, didn't
I
he?
want to give him the short sword.
Oh, fuck up.
okay.
Okay.
So we'll give him a short sword and chainmail.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You give him that. You guys kind of disperse on your own
Be
merits as he kind of just holding it and is like carrying it wobbly a little bit as he walks out.
You gotta put it on.
Nah, just let him go. He looks dumb. It's funny.
So, what do you guys do?
Why did you tell him our names?
I told him your names.
God.
Like I swear to God, at some point I'm gonna get an aneurysm.
To be honest, I just wanted the conversation to be over. He was kind of getting
Yeah, but then you
frustrated.
could. Yeah, but then you could have just told him to fuck off.
Yeah, but that's mean.
It's also a very effective way to end the conversation.
Yeah, but we
I mean,
already literally broke into his house and like stole his stuff. Like,
We didn't technically break in.
yeah, it's true.
I've had this. Gosh, I had this conversation this morning 3 times now.
And even if
We
he did break in,
trespass though. We did trespass.
I mean, we could always change our names.
no.
Oh, okay.
Like
well,
my name.
it's an option. It's an option. We'll just put it on the shelf.
What would you change
So
your
what
name
was
to?
Beelzebub.
Dumb shit would
That's
be
a
more
dumb
appropriate.
name.
What?
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
just a dumb
horrible
shit.
name. That's a horrible name.
Whoa. I might not be wise, but I'm not dumb.
Beelzebub.
It's a cool name. It stands for demon.
You don't
Why
have a
don't you just-
demon in your
Why
belly
don't you
anymore.
just name yourself something like Damon then?
Nah, but that's easy.
That's the point.
Fine, I'll change my name to Archibald.
That's a little bit hard to pronounce too.
That's
Listen, I
for
can
kids.
barely
Archers.
pronounce the city names.
Yeah, we're aware. Where are we going again?
Zalalalala.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's right.
All right. So, you guys gather up your gear. Oh, you guys just walking the trail? Or are you flying? What are you doing?
Take it easy, like trying to
Cool.
figure out what the fuck just happened there. Like, oh my god, my head hurts a lot.
You okay?
No, it's like you guys are kidding me sometimes.
He's gonna forget in 45 minutes.
I mean, I don't really, honestly, I couldn't care. It's like, he's like, oh, I want to keep my friend's memory alive. And he's like, oh, but I don't remember their fucking names. It's like, what the fuck do you mean you don't remember their fucking names?
He seemed pretty convincing about being senile. Let's be real.
Yeah, no, of course, but like, you know, you would make a fucking effort, no? If you spend your entire fucking life working on whatever, like, whatever that fucking thing was, it's like, and then you go like, but I'm gonna forget their names. I'm just like, what the fuck?
You think he would have carved their names on his tree or on the ship or something?
I mean, the
If he
thing
was
is right
out
here,
for-
guys. Like I know you guys for what is it? A few months? Well, how much is it now? It's like I would fucking remember your name for the next 500 years. It's like I don't know what the fuck this guy's on about.
Yeah.
It seemed like he had some sort of PTSD or unresolved issues that he had to deal with, which could have caused another form of memory loss.
Possibly.
I don't care. I think we did him a favor by getting him out of that fucking hellhole.
Yeah.
No
Also, who the fuck are
interactions
those
with the-
guys?
I don't think he knew
The
who
one-
they were. Did we ask him?
The tree.
No.
That's,
No, he
I
didn't.
tried asking him. I tried asking him, and he said no.
All you guys could gather was he knew somebody was looking for the stuff. That was about like almost the only thing he said anything about.
Oh. I mean, I doubt he would remember it anyway.
Yeah. Hmm. Shall we eagle up then? And get to Zolosis?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So you guys head out, and let's see. 1, 2.
Buddy.
It would put you pretty much
Wait.
like on the other side of the mountain.
Ah. Buddy.
Well, are we flying straight and avoiding Sharnwick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I would assume nobody said anything, so I assumed that.
You guys don't want to go up through Sharnwick and see how things are? Maybe drop in the well and...
We've already been
No.
delayed enough.
Okay. So after Zlosis, are we heading to Prover?
Yeah.
Out of curiosity? And
Pretty
then
sure we're heading to
Raqqa?
Prover.
Or do we want to do Raqqa then Prover, but then we have a little backtracking to do?
So probably Prover then Raqqa.
Okay.
I mean, we could always go from Zlosis to Prover by sea.
That could work as well. Last time we traveled by sea, though, things happened, and it might take longer by sea.
That's true. Just figured I'd suggest it.
So, you guys do anything this day? Or the rest of the day? As you guys land, you can see the mountaintop on the other side. You know that's where your destination is, and you guys would easily be able to reach it by tomorrow.
Before we leave, I'd like to make the monument with Garbu if we can.
Oh.
Before we left, Eighth's hometown, I think he means.
Yeah, that's it. We don't have to like do it.
What kind of monument?
It's like a little plaque to his family out in front of his house.
Okay.
I mean, I can make something big if you want.
Hey, do you
It'll
want it to
take
be
me-
big or do you want it to be simple?
Yeah, you guys keep it simple.
Okay.
Commemorative plaque, anything like a family, family saying, like something you want to put on there, something you remember your dad saying.
Gosh.
Hey, can we take a break at 11, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want one of his sayings? Okay. I mean, I gotta think about this. Do best to others, and they will hopefully show that same sort of kindness to you.
Okay. In memoriam of the family Alucard. And then I'm gonna put that saying. And then what was your dad's name?
Atticus.
And then in parentheses, like, you know how it denotes who said the thing after you put it and be like eighth or Atticus Alucard. I don't know why I said eighth Alucard.
Like the tilde and then their name.
Yeah.
Atticus Alucard.
Does that sound like something you can do, Garbu?
Yeah? What do you want it made out of?
Should we do metal and stone?
I can do that. Is there stone around? And we have some metal.
Can we find stone large enough that we could mold it into something? Near the house. Is that a no?
Who are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's easy enough.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Okay. We'll move the stone closer, I guess, and get the metal out. And
Because a lot
you-
of the kind of like around his home, a lot was kind of left the way it is, and so even like stuff that was attacked or being used to, do attacks, was kind of just all left there. That again, like he explained to Aeth, he kind of wanted that area to be left as a memory of what happened. So
Okay, I'll cast. I mean, we can either spend an hour doing this, or I can make it in 10 minutes, or I can just actually try and make it, and we can see how long that takes.
We can just do the day thing, right? That'll make it quick.
The hour-long thing, is that what
Yeah,
you mean?
the hour-long thing. Sorry.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll take out my hammer and channel divinity, artisan's blessing. A little while later, well, an hour later, you'll have a monument worth up to 100 gold made of stone and metal. It's like a stone monument with metal inlay for the wording.
okay.
And I'll just use the metal that we have in the bag of holding, I guess, or
I also have the spare parts from that place too.
Um. Oh. Not too
what
close
would
to the
you say
house.
the metal inlay would be? Like less than 5 pounds?
Yeah,
1
probably.
pound, maybe? I was asking the DM more.
I mean, yeah,
Oh.
that it's whatever you guys are wanting to do. It doesn't have to be, super heavy or anything like that.
Oh, I'll show the letter to Elise.
What's the letter about again?
That's they wanted us to deliver it to Cruxenburn.
Hmm.
Apparently we did that. They offered to rebuild the house. The
Do you know how far away Cruxburn is? Like by chance, I don't know if you actually know.
He can't really look at maps.
Yeah,
Just
so think about like your left hand being one side of the continent and your right hand being the other. Well, we're on the
yes,
left hand. It's on the
yes,
right hand. Okay, all right,
I'm,
all right.
well, we're
I
kind of
looked at a
more
map
on like the
before,
wrist
but
right now,
Well, okay. Look,
and it
I'm
is
trying to
in the
explain it to a
fingertip
blind
probably.
guy. Like
I
it's not like
no, I knew where it
I mean,
was
honestly, we
beforehand.
might even be on the forearm. We might be further down than the wrist, but it's still pretty far apart.
also
Also,
I
the
made a
continent
bet.
makes more of a this shape than it makes a this shape. So,
I also made a bet. There's a redneck dragon in Cruxburn. I did not forget. I have it written down. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, we can go there for you to settle your bet. Historically speaking, we've probably had less reason to go to a town than a bet.
I mean, obviously, there's other things in the way here. We're not going straight to Cruxburn, right?
I mean, there's a
Very
dragon
true.
there I want to talk to.
What is it? A redneck?
I don't
Sorry.
know. He
If
might
you
have an accent.
if you lose the bet, who did you bet with that it was a?
We all
The
had to try
gods.
to pick where it was. Do you not remember that?
I vaguely remember, but I don't remember where I picked.
I don't
I
remember
wrote
where I
down where
picked.
I picked, and it's Cruxburn.
Watcher Beeslasas.
Somebody said Ellis said.
Zolosis. Zillisoft.
Zolala?
Okay. So you guys
It's
made the
just gonna get
plaque.
worse each time.
You set it up in a manner that Abe described and head out. Was anybody doing anything this night as you guys set up camp? Because
How
you
big is
know,
this mountain?
it's about almost in a way kind of like the one that was close to Zetham. It's decent, like it's good. It's a tall mountain, but it's not like you can't hike it at all or anything or climb it. If you were, there is probably like some trails here and there that people could take, but it would take, without magic means or anything like that, you're looking about possibly 2 to 3 days of trying to scale it just by
Yeah, but
physical means.
we have magic.
So true, you could easily fly above or over or
I mean,
around it.
Yeah, we could probably also just go around, but over could be okay as well. Is this the tallest mountain in the world in our continent?
No.
No. Do
No.
we know what that is?
Most of the extremely tall parts of the mountains would all be in the haunted peaks.
Ugh.
These
Better
are
than the Great Fault, so.
these are again I mean they're giant mountains, but they don't have a mountain range. It's just a giant rock that's decently, 100 feet in the air. So but yeah, you guys could easily, it wouldn't
Could we have landed on top, or did we only end up at the base?
uh I mean, if you want to try to push extra, wake up, a little bit later in the day, you could.
I mean, I would have like. Do we want to like sleep on the mountain?
Because the way I'm kind of looking at this, it's like you're just maybe about a couple of miles away from the base of it. So
As somebody who grew up in a region where we had 2 mountain ranges, do I know what sort of dangers are on a mountain? What sort of creatures we would be at risk of encountering? Would I have heard anything?
you probably not.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with sleeping on the mountain.
What I know, since Solosis is relatively close to Prover?
No,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
What about me?
no.
Only
I
one of
Like
us
you-
grew up in an actual mountain range.
Like
One of us grew up in the Thundering Mountains, and she's not saying anything.
hey, if you, I mean, you guys. First off, you did go to the free Manu Tops, by Zetham, and it was more of the domain of the dragon itself.
What if this is also the main, but then of the other dragon? Mm.
Could be possible.
So it could be a very good assumption that maybe the Zelosis dragon, this could be their domain
Yeah,
as
so if
well,
we
or
go up there unwelcomed, it might not be a great idea.
Well, we need one way to find out. No.
Okay, I'm up for it.
Uh,
I have no reason to say no, I guess. I already have one dragon who wants me dead.
I mean, but didn't you want to talk to the dragon? And like it's always been like,
Yeah.
why like, yeah, exactly. We were here to talk to the dragon, and if he yeets you off the mountain, I mean, well, sucks to
Yeah,
suck, I
feather
guess.
fall.
I guess let's be close then, so you also get yeeted, so that both of you get yeeted and you can feather fall down.
Yeah, let's just hang out. Best buds.
Well,
If
so
we
we're gonna
get
like,
eaten,
the way it would
that's fine
be,
too.
I could say Clarence would just like rock it out. Garbu would be like a giant boulder.
Yeah,
He's
metal, all the metal. Just
Ding, 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 ding.
Just like Clarence is like, I wish I was in range, but
you have to catch real
anyways.
fucking fast.
All right, so
or
you
one of us
guys,
saves and the other doesn't, and
we'll put you like right there. So you guys push a little bit and try to get as close as you can to the tops of it. It is incredibly dark, so trying to, which again you would have to recast, I think. But you guys get what you would assume is a decent spot to try to make camp, and the where it mostly is you have little bit more of croppings, not like a cave, but it's just more like a little bit of a crop of rocks above you that you're able to kind of just stash on the side.
I'll look
and
at the crop of rocks and I'll cast Fabricate on it, and I'll just make it into like a little like earthen mound that we can crawl inside of and sleep in.
Well, I mean, it's like you guys imagine like a cave, except actually not going deep in the thing. So you have rocks that are like a roof over you, and it's just openness around.
Yeah, I'll make it so it encloses itself with
Oh.
Fabricate
Okay.
and leave like
Okay.
a little 5-foot doorway so that people can get in with just a quick duck.
Sure.
Who wants to
But
take
not
first
too
watch?
much.
Alarm on the
exposure.
entrance.
Clarence and Garbu's first watch?
I'm fine
Okay.
with that.
Well,
I'll take
What?
second watch.
while you guys do this, we'll go ahead and take a break. So,
Okay.
we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. So, for our first two watchers, are you guys doing anything this night?
I guess we should probably roll for watch first, right?
It's up to you. I'll help you as much as I can.
Okay, I'll guide myself. Where the heck is perception? Why do I struggle every single time to find it?
Luro is not doing any watches. He's just straight up sleeping.
19.
That's what. Yeah, I figured you would.
Wait, is this before our sleep or after?
Before.
During.
All right, can I just pop one of these out there just to be like, yeah, 23.
Okay. It's a nice little semi hole
Walking out
that you
this little 5-foot door.
that you done. For the most part, it seems a little bit peaceful. You can definitely hear the wind at your guys' vantage point as it flows against the mountain, but for the most part, there's nothing that would seem dangerous that could harm you, or any sort of intrusions that would happen.
Also, I would have done this before we went to sleep so that nobody had to use rations. Just to try and keep track of that.
Okay.
It does seem pretty calm out here.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
So,
okay, Clarence?
I'm fine. Hey, is my dad evil? I mean, he's evil, yeah, but like, is he evil?
He seemed like it.
Yeah, but like, is he like, do we gotta kill him, or could we convince him to be normal and not be an evil guy?
I didn't get the chance really to talk to him. He didn't respond to me, so
Yeah,
kind of mostly on your judgment.
yeah, he's evil. So, how's things with you and Mom, Pa?
Haven't really talked to them in like 5 days.
Also, is Lura my brother?
6 days. Kind of. I think he refers to the, based on what Elise said, you and him both call the same man father, so
Yeah, but I called him Dad. It's a little different.
okay, you both call the same man daddy.
No, he calls him Father.
You both view the same person as your paternal figure.
And I've only called one man
That's
Daddy.
my word of the day today. Okay, was it Og?
You're saying his name incorrectly.
Og?
Yes, it was Oak. Anyway, I
Too
just
bad
think
you
it's
didn't get with the tiny chin lady. You seemed to really like her.
yeah. I gotta work on my approach. I think.
It seems like the only real like healthy breakup you've had has been Lynn, and that wasn't really a breakup.
Literally not a relationship. She took
Yeah.
possession of me. Oh yeah, I've had relationships like that though. Yeah, never mind.
Seems like
Leeching
that's
off of
the
you.
healthiest separation, I'll say then, that
do you
you've
mean?
had.
What the whole thing with Oak was gorgeous. Like it was just a beautiful moment.
Yeah, but it was lies. You were lying to him.
Oh, 100%. But that's
Lies aren't
75% of
healthy.
adult relationships.
But lies aren't healthy.
Do you remember that time that Paul walked up to Ma and Ma said, "Hey, Pa, how does this dress make me look?" And we both know she didn't look good in that dress. But what did he say?
I thought she looked fine.
Well, that's because you're a lizard. What did you? What did he say?
He said that she looked good.
Yeah, because it was because he sometimes.
You're a lizard, Harry.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I couldn't do
I
it.
kind of wish my character
Sorry.
had a
I feel like there's
something
some
like Harriet or
discrimination going on right there, and we'll just
Yep.
do lizards like not see the good and bad in what people wear?
I think they don't see collar or something, but I think in D&D they do for the sake of humanoid races.
It was more like they're cold-blooded, unfeeling creatures, is what I was getting at. Like,
Well,
but I didn't want to go into this.
Thank you
That's
for.
worse. Yeah. I feel like that's considerably worse to say to
Oh, 100%.
somebody.
But I don't think Garbu got it.
Nope.
Okay.
I was just like, yeah, I'm a lizard.
Yeah, like, look, I trust me. Like, Lynn wasn't a relationship. First off, second off, like,
I mean, technically, aren't we a relationship, just a different kind? It's not
all right.
a
If you're
romantic
into it, that's
relationship,
fine. But
a
I'm not.
brotherly relationship. No, I'm just
Oh,
saying, like, the way relationship means, it doesn't specifically mean a romantic relationship, right?
I guess. But at the same time, why did we devolve into this after we started on that? Like, why are we talking about my like love life?
I don't know. Oak,
Is there anything you want to talk about, big guy?
do you think I'll ever be allowed back in Vermont?
Probably not. Oh, did you want me to be nice about it? Sure. You'll
Do
definitely be
you
allowed back in.
do you think we'd be able to get my parents out?
100%. Without a doubt. We should have taken them with us then.
Do you think they would want to leave?
Probably not. I think Ma would be open to it, but I don't think she wouldn't leave Pa.
No. Do you think I'll get to see them again?
Do you want to see him again?
Yeah.
Then yes.
But you're doing that thing where you lie to me to make me feel better, like you
I'm
just
not
talked
lying.
about. No, you
No.
just told me that that's what Pa did to Ma, and I'm pretty sure you're doing that now.
No, I'm usually too honest. I don't think you know me as well as you do.
But but you just said that they'll probably never leave, and I'll probably never be able to go back in.
How about this? You're really good at telling whether or not people are lying. Why don't you try to tell us, see if I'm lying?
Is he lying to me, DM? Does
Roll
he
for
actually
it.
think I have a chance to see them again?
Roll me that insight, and you can either make a persuasion
11.
or a
evil
Deception.
shit.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
I was telling the truth.
Well, I believe you're telling me the truth, whether or not you were. But
I was telling you the truth. I think that
Okay.
no matter what, if we want to, we can do whatever we want. Between me, you, the blind guy, and the sweet elf moon druid lady, we will get there, okay? But you just have to be patient, right?
I have to get back into character.
I was in character. That's the
The blind guy took me out.
Didn't see that one
'Cause
coming, did you?
I was expecting like me,
Eh.
you, Eighth, and Elise, and then he was just like me, you, the blind guy, and put emphasis on it. Yeah, I mean we've done a lot of things. I mean Luro too helped us. We would all be dead. Well, except Elise. Most of us would be dead without him.
Mhm. I need to have a talk with him one of these nights too.
Yeah. Do you think
Yeah.
so? Luro, so he keeps up with us in sort of a unnatural way. It seems like.
What do you mean?
Do you think his brother, the guy who like attacked him, can do that as well?
Oh, that's a good question.
Do you
Hey,
think
if they've
he's
got
keeping
sweet
up with us
superpowers, how
now?
come I don't have sweet superpowers? If we have the same dad.
Probably because you haven't been around him in a while.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was like a prototype.
If they're even
yeah.
coming from him.
Yeah, I mean the first child's always the child you mess up anyway, right?
I don't know if that's how that works.
Never mind.
I'm an only child, kind of, but you're like my brother, so
Well, I mean you were probably like in a hatch, like a batch of eggs, but then
I
like
don't know.
no, I mean like realistically, like how many eggs do kobolds like? Would I know that, do you? Like honestly?
I don't feel like that would be anywhere in your expertise of knowing
Kind of the
about
only
kobolds.
kobold I've met, I think. Yeah,
Wait,
have
in
I
the
met a
world?
single other kobold?
You've seen other kobolds. It's just, they're not
Like
like
I've
it's not like one of those again. It just really depends on the area that you go to. So like again, you guys have encountered a couple or have seen, not necessarily encountered, but have seen like other goblins, but when you're up north or even to the west, you're not really going to see a lot. You might see them part of merchants or maybe part of something, but they're a little bit more dominant in some other areas.
Yeah, like I've seen other kobolds, but I haven't really befriended or met any. I don't know really a lot about kobolds.
Yeah, that's true. I
I
don't
know
really
I'm
either.
supposed to be an adult.
Well, it's all relative, right?
Yeah,
So what do you want most in the world?
be a good dragon.
So that's what you want
I want to
most in
be
the
good.
world. What if
No, I want mom and pa to be happy. That's a
that's
big
what you
thing.
want most?
I don't know what I want most.
Well, because what if those two things don't intersect, right? What if Ma and
Right
Pa
now, I
being
could kind
happy?
of go for candy.
Okay, well, let's stay on track. What if Ma and Pa, right? What if
Yeah.
Ma and Pa being happy and you being a dragon aren't on the same path, right? They're on different paths.
Okay.
What do you pick?
I would rather they be happy, I guess.
Well, then I guess that's your answer, right? Look, I'm gonna support you if you want to get Ma and Pa out of there and you want to try to take charge of the situation in that way. And if you want to be a dragon, I'm gonna do everything I can to help you be the best dragon you can be. That's what brothers are for. But I can't tell you what to do. I can just help you do it once we get there. You have to decide for yourself what the most important things are.
I think right now the most important thing is probably trying to stop the war that might be happening. A lot of people could die.
I mean, that seems like a tall order, bud.
Yeah. I don't think we could do that, but I think that's a pretty important thing.
Maybe that's something we bring up to the group.
Yeah, I don't like the thought of them dying. Just
No, yeah, I know. Neither do I. Trust me, I understand loss.
I've met a lot of people in Vermont, and I've met a lot of people in Zeetham, and I don't want to see them fight each other.
So that's what's most important to you? Is keeping the
No,
peace?
maybe. I was just happy with the way things were before, and then
Well, I mean, that's a good ideal, though, right? If you're going to be a good dragon, right? And maybe being a good dragon would help you keep the peace.
maybe.
Just don't be a bad dragon, because I don't want to have to kill you.
I mean, you kind of couldn't kill the yellow one,
I mean,
so
yeah, right now, but like wait till I'm super powerful.
are you gonna build an airship
I might. Look. We
or
have the things.
airboat?
I have the
Are
schematics.
you gonna
I
build an
don't have all the
airboat?
pieces. I
What
would love
pieces do
to.
you need?
Uh, I gotta read the thing and see what else I got. Well, it starts out with this rudimentary math equation, right? And then that flows into a certain idea, but I don't have the complete idea of what they're building, right? I just have like an outset of it. And then like there's like 5 or 6 different research papers, right? The first one was about a gym, right? How this gym worked and what they were doing with it. The second one was about a different gym that didn't work as well. And the third one, they tried to combine the gyms, or they combined something with the gym. I don't really know. And then the fourth one, it was the boat. I could see the boat, the whole boat, the boat and the materials and how they made it and what it was constructed of and all the bindings. And then 5 was nothing. And
Garver,
that's
as
kind of
he's
one of my missing
explaining
links.
this, you hear just a very faint, like it, like a somebody adjusting
Just
their
a hum.
no, just somebody adjusting their like footwork, if you will.
Can I tell which direction?
Coming from the door.
Spirit guardians, if it isn't somebody in our party, it is going to hit them.
Do I see him do that?
I just, as soon as I hear it, I just pop the spell and turn towards the door.
Let's see.
Like, you're going on about words that I am, with the 15, somewhat understanding. But then I hear this footstep and I just turn towards the door and cast the spell. If it's not in the
No,
current
have
party
to-
that I know is in here with us, they're rolling the save. And I'm just casting that at the basic level because I don't have a 4th level anymore.
When I see him
Ah.
cast it, I'm casting Force Ballista.
Suplex.
Okay. You can hear it. Just a slight, like, kind of like a little bit of a hiss and sound like something backed off.
If it succeeds, they'd still take half
Yeah.
damage. Okay.
I mean, Elise would also wake up with all the fucking magic being cast. Well, wake up.
Something was at the door?
Oh. Okay.
Is at the door?
Well, you guys
It's
were kind of
backed
loud,
off,
so
but
I
I
was
don't know how far.
you guys were kind of loud, to be honest. I mean, nice conversation, but a bit loud. Who's gonna go apply, like, present their face to be smacked?
I will. I'll go walk out the door, I guess. Is everybody, before I do that, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
already cast it. I just clicked the button so to use it for the day.
I will walk out the door,
Okay.
shield in hand, looking around as I step out.
You don't see
Swirling
anything.
vortex of little flying boats around me, because that being the most recent thing I was thinking about.
You don't see anything.
Do I hear anything?
Make a perception check.
12. Coast is clear, guys. Think we're safe.
Yeah, you don't hear anything.
Coast is clear. Think whatever it was got scared off.
Hmm.
If I
Can
step out,
I?
do I?
I'm gonna listen if I hear anything that's like not inside here, because like here, like if I hear something outside.
I mean, if you want to try to make a perception check, you can.
I was gonna try to put 2 and 2 together, but I don't.
I heard footsteps and then some
29.
Oh
hissing.
my god!
You can, well, you're inside the hole at the moment. I would say it's hard to distinguish. While
I'm not
most,
trying to like pinpoint exactly where they are, just if there's something there or not yet. Still.
I would say it's just hard because even with like if there was tree shaking, it's probably the wind since you guys are up in a high altitude blowing wind. So it seems quiet.
I mean, don't know. I think you might scare it off, or like, I don't know. Did you try to hurt it?
Yeah, you don't see the little glowing boats all around?
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
sorry, I
try,
missed
I did hurt it.
No, I don't see the golden bolts flying around.
You
Well, that's
don't
because you're blind.
sense the magical flow around? I don't know. I tried.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
you probably can't see or feel this, can you?
No.
You
I
can
think it's my watch.
you can understand that there's obviously some sort of arcane happening. So in a sense, you would understand like what he casts. It's just you can't see it.
I know what you cast, I just can't see it. Is it my watch now?
Is it?
Probably.
Are we just going back to bed? Should we leave?
Should
I
we
mean,
try and
whatever it-
seal the door? Or
I have an
block
alarm
it
out
in
there. If he
some way?
crosses it, we'll wake up immediately.
Well, you'll wake up.
It should make a noise for everybody to hear,
I
right?
think it is straight to your brain.
It's only that you hear.
Oh yeah. Well,
So like
I'll wake up.
you would wake up and then you could be like, you know, wake up sounding like an
Instantly yell.
alarm.
Beep beep beep. Yeah. 100%.
Can you leave your ballista in the doorway? How long does it sit there?
An hour?
I can leave him. He doesn't. He's not sentient though. It's not like.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but it could be just a delay if something does.
it's
come.
only there for an hour.
That would be half of Eighth's watch, right? Or a little less than half.
It'd be super less, but if Clarence goes to sleep, I count it as him not concentrating on it. Because he's asleep. He's unconscious.
But it could still just be an object sitting there.
Yeah, well, it's alright. I'll keep an ear out on my watch, and I'm pretty sure Elise is up now.
I keep an eye out and an ear out as much as I can whilst being semi not there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ayeth, if you want to go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, would
What's
that be
up?
survival?
Yes.
Natural 20.
Oh my
Nice.
goodness.
It's very quiet. Wind blowing outside. You probably pace back and forth a little bit on the. Was there 2 doors or just 1 door? Because I thought there was 1 door. Yeah,
One.
There was one.
that's what I thought. You kind of, hover around that 1 door, just see if you hear anything, but nothing seems to come to mind. Nothing seems to change. It kind of helps you a good bit, especially even though there was a door between you with all the wind that's blowing still just and again, not heavy, but it's still enough to blow all the trees, the grass, stuff like that that's ever up here. Kind of gives you a good sense of around, but nothing seems to alarm any suspicions.
I would look down at the cane and I don't know if you could if you still there or not many, huh? But I hope you're doing well.
As you're just actually, there's another even though you won't really hear. You can do that instead. As you're just sitting there, you can hear the little droplets that are slightly being made. And again, not like a deep cave, but just from the back end of the side. And you feel like maybe there's some sort of connection. Maybe something's trying to reach out. But you don't feel anything come forward. You just continue to sit there and ponder on your statement.
I'd probably just sit there thinking, ready in case somebody does try to get close for the rest of my watch.
Yeah, your watch comes to an end, leaving Elise to take up the last bit of the portion.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to make a perception,
I shall. 25.
nice. Anything particular you do?
At least just gonna stand in the door opening and look out.
It like is the door open, or you just like door shut and you're just looking out the little like miniature window of the door?
Oh, at least, like if I got the thing today,
I
at least
didn't
just
realize
like
there was a door. I just thought there was a hole in the wall.
You're the one who said a door.
I said
Yeah, you could-
doorway. I thought. I was just referring to the little hole I made for us to be able to step through.
Eh.
There could be a door if that's the way everyone else is.
whatever. I don't care. Like I could, regardless, I'll make my like. I just stand outside and I just look out over the mountain. Is it a cloudy night or not?
Let us. I don't want that. I want this.
Well, I think it'd be more early morning when your watch is because we
Yeah.
push to
Doesn't
travel
matter.
farther.
Yeah. Actually, no. There's no clouds. It's a really good view, especially from where you're at too. It's a really good view of the night.
Mm. Like with the before at the so this is the thing she would do directly at the start. I know that the stars are gonna disappear, but she's gonna look up at the dragon constellation and see how that looks these days.
It, something that you're used to, and it sometimes feel like you may or may not be the only one to fully see it, but it every so often when you do look up to try to view the dragon constellation, it's like it shifts in different areas in a different like featuring a different position, if you will. But you can always seem to make it out, and it's almost like a slight mini game, if you will, of if it changed, if it's not in the usual position, you're like, all right, where'd you go this time? As you're let's see. As you're doing that, you can definitely hear this time the sound of something kind of dropping from a tree onto the ground. It sounds a little bit louder than probably what they were trying to go for.
I look at the direction. I'm like, hello.
You see 4 pairs of eyes. 2 people. Not 4 pairs, but 4 eyes. 2 people.
Yeah, I just go hello there.
You can see the layout of them. They appear to be 2 tabaxis, as they're mostly kind of covered up, and one of them, sorry if we disturbed you. We're just trying to check, make sure everything was okay.
Oh, were you the people who were here before as well?
Yes, and if you don't care if I approach, as he reaches in and kind of pulls out and shows you the steel talon symbol, and he's just, we patrol this mountain to make sure there's nothing happening on the other side, since you were kind of close to where the city is.
No, I understand.
Just notice a different formation. We were trying to check it out, understand who's around here, but we came back to see what's up.
I mean, you could have just stayed the first time.
We try not to make of a fuss, especially if we're not sure who we're dealing with.
Yeah.
But if I if I may, can I ask what your purpose is around here?
Well, we're going to the city. We just thought it would be fun to land on the mountain.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. We'll be on our way. And they
Alright.
just turn around, and you hear just of a faint, slight, of a kind of like a bird whistle, which definitely carries with the wind. But you can hear some you can't, some you can, of what sounds like other things moving away. And they just look at each other, nod. One looks like he goes a little bit down towards the mountain. The other one just kind of starts making his way as best he can, just away. Not in a rush. They're just, as they said, if they're patrolling, then they're doing their patrols.
Like Elise goes back to staring at the sky.
Glad I rolled low damage on that.
So you talked about before that there were stars added to it. How is that situation looking?
There's still, I believe it was 2 last time. I believe
think so,
you
yeah.
got up to 2.
Last
But
time.
there's
That was
still
before the whole spirit bullshit.
I'm gonna say, because that's a tricky one.
Yeah, that's why I was just like
There's-
like Elise is just curious.
I will say there is another one, but it doesn't, in a way, shine like the right colors like some of the other constellations, that especially that's attached with a dragon. They don't, most of them seem to be more of like the same type of shine color. This one seems like an off color, but it's new.
Interesting. I guess she just, knowing that there's nothing to worry about now because of the patrol, she just goes and sits on top of the little outcropping and just does her usual thing, what she always does, and stare up at the stars until the watch ends.
As you're there staring up, a very familiar, you seem to be up pretty early, as you can hear your father in your mind.
I mean, technically we never sleep.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but thought I'd check in.
Yeah. But I heard some stuff about the whole Baymont going out and protecting their borders and them not being on too well terms with the Templar Senate, so I hope you're okay as well.
Oh, they were fine. Which, yeah, you should know that it wasn't against the Templar Senate that they.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Yeah, no. We're fine.
Good. Oh my god.
Hopefully it doesn't turn out to be messy, to put it mildly.
It seems that whatever Vermont is about, that it seems to be messy. That dragon seemed like an absolute fucking asshole.
From what I hear, he is a very great warrior, and fighting is about almost the only thing he knows. So he tends to be aggressive.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say about that whole situation there, but I am a bit worried that whatever Beaumont is doing is gonna literally cause a conflict, if not all out war.
Well, it's not just them. The Templars are, as per our agreement, we're reaching out. We are trying to help maintain what sort of peace and balance there is. Luckily, we don't necessarily have an issue with Zetham, so our borders between each other are not bad, if you will. But it's more of trying to make sure the East doesn't allow chaos to continue brewing in Drawridge. You know how those savages can be.
Elise just ignores the savage statement. Oh, were you part of the whole fake shield thing?
Some of us knew, yes. It is something that Baymont will share their secrets with us.
I mean, that's not what I asked though.
Did I know about the shield? Yes. That it's fake, not the real thing? Yes.
Mm. Mm. I mean, you know that that's gonna bite them in the ass at some point.
Hopefully not. If we can keep up the disguise of it, it should be fine. We need order, and some people tend to latch on certain objects, materials, even praises to be their order. We're making every attempt we can to keep balance.
Oh yeah, I'm not in the mood to like stir up a mess. I'm just like, I know that one way or another at some point it's gonna come out. Like things like that don't want to stay hidden for too long. And what if the real shield shows up?
I don't know. We have
I mean, I'm not
theories.
expecting you to have the answers.
Yeah, we have theories. We have thoughts, but we have a plan and a focus at the moment. So that's what we're focusing on.
How's mom doing, by the way? Have you heard anything?
She's been all right. She is doing some sort of special research far east. So we won't be seeing her that much for a bit.
I mean, we might end up going there. Who knows? Like, we tend to end up at the weirdest places at the right times.
You just might. Her project tends to, especially this one, we were not on the best terms with the East, but some tend to have research and science above most others. So she was offered a spot over there to work on a little projects that they are looking at.
Well, mom has always been a diplomat, so if anyone, this would be her.
Just thought I'd check in, see how you doing.
Yeah, a bit mentally fucked because of sometimes they are a bit much, but you know, other than that.
Well, if you ever need anything, try to reach out to us.
Yeah. Well, don't be a stranger.
Trying my best not to. Well,
Love you, Dad.
love you too. Be safe.
Always.
You just kind of hear the silence.
Sit there with my legs dangling off the edge.
So,
She sighs as she sits out the rest of her watch.
as the sun rises, putting us on the 49th,
Oh.
you all can gather your things. Any of your camping gear is put up, and you guys can climb the rest of the way. You can fly the rest of the way.
We're gonna fly. We're gonna arrive in style. Hello. Also, I don't really feel like climbing.
So,
It might not
as
end well for me.
Oh, by the way, guys, yesterday the thing that happened was like the city sends out patrols of people, and they came to check. But then
Oh,
instead of like,
I thought it
eh,
might have been Zero's brother.
who?
Isn't that who tried to kill him in the room?
I didn't say
I look at
anything.
her.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Back in when you got your arm cut?
That was a scratch.
We were told that someone attacked you.
It was the dresser.
I'm
The
gonna
dress?
insight check him. But I
You
already
you
know he's
No,
lying.
you don't
straight up
have
lying?
you don't even
Okay.
have to insight. He
Yeah.
it is he's lying.
So much bullshit.
Hey, Laura.
Yes.
Hey, so you call somebody brother, right? And you call somebody father, right?
I have those things, yes.
Yeah. So like the guy you call father, that's my dad too.
Kind of just looks down a little bit.
Am I wrong? I'm not mad, bro. We're cool. That makes you my brother, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, can I ask you a question then?
Yes, I guess.
Why does my other brother want to kill me, but you're fine to keep me alive?
I don't know.
That's okay too.
I they don't like father.
I mean, I've got my problems with him, but can you elaborate?
I you can see he's really trying it, not hold back, but he's honestly like a little kid trying to think how to explain something. It's,
You need time to think about it?
I think it's because father didn't want us anymore.
He didn't want me either, bud.
You were his last. You had his attention.
Last.
You had his attention.
How many are there? Can I ask?
Oh, apparently from what looks like 3.
At least.
More.
That's why I'm asking. That way we have a definitive number.
7.
24. No, I'm just kidding.
21.
God
No wait.
damn, he was.
153.
I really should have done the meme. I should have been 21.
19. That means 19 in French. But
Oh, I
kind
thought
of
you said these nuts.
like 19. Yeah,
Got him.
And
like it.
Got
Yeah.
him.
and
That was the point.
you asked how many brothers,
Yeah, like it. Yeah.
or just like how many are there?
How many are there?
I'm
is
trying.
technically
I'm
what I said.
trying to.
I was asking how many siblings, but I think
Okay.
I said how many are there. Yeah.
Okay, I just because gotta actually clarify on something. I wanted to make sure. So you asked how many are there in terms of siblings. Okay.
Mm.
Not including you?
Or including me.
Oh, including you? 6?
If you were the last, then you're like, so what? Are you prototype 6?
But what if there's
guess.
another after Clarence? Because he left Clarence as well, so what if he's moved on to another?
Didn't you say he was the last?
At least the last that they know of.
Hey, Luro,
Yes?
how long have you been watching me?
Did your brother kill his mom?
No. We don't know who killed Mother.
So wait, she's your mother too?
Yes?
Okay. Are you still comfortable answering questions? Or are you getting a little weirded out?
I don't know. I mean, I was never supposed to talk to you at all, and
Why? I'm your brother.
I'm
You see
just...
me talk to Garbu all the time. He's my brother.
Does that make us brothers too?
I guess that's up to Luro.
Do you have a connection with Father?
No, he has a
I'm
connection
sure
with me.
Clarence. Yeah.
Oh. We can still be brothers.
I'd like that.
I'd like that too. You seem like a nice brother.
What about me?
I'm only this many, by the way.
Well, you're
I'm okay.
you're
It's fine.
nice. It's
Yeah.
You're different from what I was told.
What, we told you was a fucking murder hobo?
Yes,
that's
and
what
I
we-
should stab. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Instantly goes in for the attack.
I finally
yeah,
got
let's
him,
say-
boys. Anyways, sorry. I hate ruining
Let his guard
moments.
down.
I see them
Exactly.
and I just have to, but I'm like, I hate it. I have a good moment going and I fuck it up. I'm sorry. Anyways.
I mean, it's also because I fuck it up because I just interject with something really stupid, as Elise always does.
So, anyways,
Your brother, is there any chance he would be willing to talk to us instead of just trying to kill Clarence?
I don't know. Brother has his plans, but he thinks, as he looks to you, Clarence, you're the key to it. To get Father to come out.
Yeah, I've heard that. Do you know I talked to him?
Yes.
Did you know he talked back?
Yes.
Do you know what he said?
We all have that connection with Father.
So you can talk to him whenever you want?
No, I can't do it that well.
Is that
But-
connection related to how you follow us? Out of curiosity.
No, I just watch you. When one of us talks to Father, we can all hear it.
Oh. Do I remember any weird, vague conversations just floating in the air in my head? Like, that I had misplaced from before and now I'm kind of realizing... You know what I mean? Like,
Make a history check.
that's a good
I mean,
thing.
it's a new day.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Hey, we're uneven again.
Ooh.
16, because it's there. I gotta hit the button. It's there. I just gotta hit the button.
It's there.
I'm going to change it to
Oh,
again
shit.
because I like it so much. When I need a push.
When I need a
You start to try to remember stuff, and you feel like you might remember when you were little what sounded like other people in the room, but either your mother or your father has probably easily dismissed it and said that the neighbors were just being loud. And you assumed.
So, man, we are related, right? Like, this is kind of weird. Like, so, can I ask a question?
I mean, that's what you've been doing.
Well, yeah, but like, I feel like I have to preface it with like it's a weird question. You know what I mean? You're a furbolg, right?
What's a furbolg?
No, it's like you're what you are, right? Like he's a kobold, and I point at Garbu, and then he's an angel, and she's a half elf.
He's
No,
an
full elf.
angel.
Hello.
Oh, oh.
Oh,
He's like a half angel and
I
she's
have
a
you know.
full elf.
I have you know that I'm a full elf.
oh, my bad. I mean, you kind
We
of look
had
all
the
the
half
same from down here.
backwards.
Sorry, yeah, he's a half angel, and
Wow.
she's a full elf.
Clarence is just being racist.
Yes.
It's fine. It's fine.
we
At
found
least
something else.
you're just putting this into her justification for being a bitch to him.
Yeah,
He literally
Garbu
just said,
just
"Hey, we
casual
gotta kill
says
your
under his
dad."
breath,
Like,
he called me a lizard last night.
At least not looks at Garb and nods.
Writes it down on a mysterious list.
Yeah, yeah.
so
Call
we're
me a
brothers,
freaking angel.
but we look very different, right? Do our other brothers look like either of us, or do they look different as well? I guess brothers and siblings.
I mean,
Are they all brothers or are there sisters as well?
everybody looks
guess not.
different.
Yeah, but there's a scale, right? So like,
I mean,
I
he
look
just-
way different than Eighth.
I think
But
what he meant with like different is that no one looks the same race, from what I can figure out.
Oh,
How about this? When you look at your father and your mother, do they look?
Like you.
How do they look? How do they look to you? Do they look like you when you look at them, or do they look different?
No, they just told me I was tall. For
you are tall.
for their child, but they're my mother and father.
But do they look like
they
you, or
look-
do they look like him? And points at Clarence.
They,
So I remember my parents being goblins, correct? Just so
Yes.
we're clear. Like, okay, I double
Yeah,
checked.
yeah, but that's
my
but, like,
brain.
that's what
They-
we're trying to
Like,
figure out.
they were smaller like him, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Were you there
Is
when
your
I was
parents-
born?
Seems like your parent like adopting people.
Or kidnapping.
I got to saw you for a moment when you came in. But
Man, this is
then
complicated.
I was sent away.
Why were you sent away?
I don't know. It made me
Insight check.
go ahead.
What
As
happened?
as you're doing it, it made me really sad that they sent me away, but I was with, our brothers and sisters. And yeah, he's telling the truth. He doesn't know why he was sent away.
So
Maybe
you
the other-
guys were all raised together, and I was raised separately.
Something like that, I think. I don't
I guess that.
I don't quite remember them until I was living with them.
Can I ask another question that you might not know the answer to?
Okay.
Were we Were we created? Or were we born?
What's created?
So like, and then I'll take my my cannon and I'll summon it. I'll use the use for the day. That way it's tracked. There you go. Oh yeah, I didn't do a long rest. It's fine. It'll just say oh one. I create the cannon and I'm like, I just created that, right? Whereas if you're born, mother would have carried me inside of her for a few months, and then I would have been born. You see what I'm saying?
I
You know what
think.
pregnancy is? Because I don't.
We're not
I'm a
going that far
lizard.
into it.
But
I came from an egg.
I don't know.
Okay. Do you remember mother?
Yes, she was really nice to me.
Yeah. What's your favorite memory of mother?
She would show me all these wonderful plants and take me for walks.
She was really
Oh,
good
that's
at
what-
teaching.
She was. Taught me what was a good plant and a bad plant.
Do you know why I want to find father?
No.
I just want to ask him why. Why he wasn't there? Why he didn't help? Why he couldn't save her? That's it.
Okay.
Do you have anything else you want to give us? If not, that's okay.
I don't know what else to give. Do you need money? As he kind of like
No.
reaches in.
No, 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 no.
No, no, no. I have money.
Yes, not.
I'd rather just have friends and brothers.
Well,
That sound good?
I have plenty of brothers and sisters.
Well, maybe we'll end up sharing.
At least mother's under breath to reduce an account.
No. He's a child.
Like she doesn't say it out loud. Like
Oh,
he's focused on you. Like at least just mutters it to herself.
Elise, like right behind him with two daggers. So we can remove one.
Don't do it now. Don't do it. He's really fast.
No, you see
Or just
like this
two arrows.
You see like this magical bolt that like charging up in her hands. She's like, and then there's behind it. That's her father. Do it.
Do it, my child. Do it.
Would you want to help me find father?
That's. I'm not allowed to look for father,
Who told you that?
big brother.
Well, doesn't your
Oh.
brother want to fuck your father up?
So you're listening to your big brother, but he's not your boss. He's not in charge of you.
He also hurt you.
Yeah.
Big brother hasn't hurt me.
Was it a
At
different
least
brother?
looks at him. It's like, who cut your arm then?
That was little brother.
Motherfucker.
Uh,
And what role does little brother have to do in all of this? Are they like with your big brother or are they against your big brother? Because it feels like there's a lot of infighting going on.
No, there's infighting.
Like
But
you have
are
like
your brothers fighting each other?
No.
are they having
Disagree.
arguments?
Well, I mean, they're. I guess as he kind of like points a little bit to Clarence, like they're fighting him.
So they're both fighting him together.
Yes.
So like they're working together.
Everybody listens to Big Brother.
Hold on. When you say everybody, do you mean all the people he meets, or do you mean all of our siblings?
Our siblings.
Okay, I wanted to double check he wasn't like a king or something, and I'm gonna go around trying to stab a king, and then we're just.
I just look at Clarence and I just I just go. So, are your siblings against your like? Is everyone against your father?
It
So sure
seems.
sounds like it.
I think there's a jealousy factor here, right? Would
I
you
think
agree with
they're
that?
mad that Clarence was the last one he was working on.
I don't know. Big brother doesn't tell me a lot. He told me to watch you, to tell him wherever you go.
How are you telling him where he's going?
I just reach out to him and I can tell him.
When was the last time you reached out to him?
It's okay, we won't hurt you for being honest or for lying to us. We just want the truth.
I mean, we're well aware that you've been telling where Clarence is going the entire time.
Doesn't fucking help me at all.
What was it, a 10? Just flat 10, right?
Yeah, there's like straight in the middle. Like fuck you, DM.
I don't want to make a
dice is
decision.
like-
That's where you're there. Fuck. All right.
Probably
I-
make one of us roll for it if you would
Nah.
prefer that. And then we'll just roll a 10 as well.
I told him that we were on Big Birds again, going towards this mountain.
And then we had a mysterious assassin outside last night.
No,
Yeah,
we're in the
that was-
Assassin's City Guard.
It was
We don't know
guards.
that was them, right? I thought that was not clear.
No,
No,
they
I'm
said
sure
No,
it was-
they said that they
They were
did.
checking in.
Yeah, they
Okay,
did
I'm
come
just
by.
double-checking.
They did come by earlier, but then was
Yeah.
slightly attacked, so they backed off. And what they were saying was they don't like to make confrontation with something they don't know. So what
Totally
they did
understand.
was
Hey, that's
they
understood.
retreated and brought back more.
Same,
And
that's
so-
why I
and
went
And
straight for the
because
spell.
Elise was there,
Yes,
they felt okay. We can attempt an approach, and if something goes wrong, like we got this.
We got backup.
Elise was
Yeah, they say we got backup
If
so they
Elise
can
is
all
some
join.
sort of demigod lich or something, at least we have backup. You know,
Oh.
if we get vaporized instantly, at least there's guys who can tell everyone at home that we got
At least
vaporized.
at least there's guys who's gonna get vaporized with us.
Yeah,
but Elise
one of them has to be able to
Elise
make it back.
informed pretty much that everything was fine. They
Yeah, I
told
remember that part.
so
I would have mentioned we had assassins following us, and that's why we were so defensive. But
Yeah, it's fine.
yeah.
You know, there's a difference between you and Elise that Elise doesn't
Yeah.
overshare.
But I would have been like, sorry for the attack. We just have some people stalking us who are dangerous.
Can I try to reach out to Luro in my mind and see if I can talk to him with my brainwaves?
sure.
I'm just gonna be like, hold on, and then I'm gonna plop down right where I'm at, and then I'm gonna think, hey Luro, can you hear me? Nothing? No reaction? So wait, why can't I talk to you, but you can talk to them, but they can't talk to me?
I think only I can.
Oh, sick!
Is
Wait, can
something
you talk to
special
everybody?
you?
If
I mean, it's quite clear that it's quite clear that he's the special one, and the rest are just the murder hobos.
Yeah, I like him the best.
Yeah. You have a special method of following us.
I do.
Or you did before we started letting you travel with us.
I just
How
go ahead.
how did that work?
When you get too far from me. I just imagine being closer.
Man,
Um.
this guy's fucking magic as fuck. He got magic coming out of his ears.
So,
Okay,
like,
he
let's be
doesn't.
real. Why is he following me instead of just following you? Because you are way cooler than I am. I just make magic trinkets and like a cannon that shoots stuff.
I think it's because of your instability.
The volatility of when I explode and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah,
bad.
I think because your father's so interested in that, and they're jealous of him being interested in you, and they're just and not being interested in them anymore.
Yeah.
Imagine like you being like the favorite toy, and then you get discarded,
Yeah.
or the favorite child, and you get discarded, and no one looks at you anymore.
No, it feels more like father thinks of them the first way you worded that rather than the second.
Course.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't know. I'm
That
not.
feels like it seems more accurate to the current conversation.
He was a very cold man, but he was caring.
You,
I mean, he was.
you're
I didn't
saying
call
your
him
father
father. I called
doesn't
him
like
dad.
me? He doesn't
No,
like
they're
me no more?
saying no. They don't know what our
Yeah,
family
that's what I
does.
said. That's what I said. That's what how your siblings feel.
Yeah.
That's why they want you to follow him. Does that make sense?
It
He seems to get like really sad.
it seems very much like that could be the way father feels. Sorry.
Can I get up and go over and give him a hug? I'll just get up and go over and give him a hug.
You give
Yeah,
him
this
a,
kind of sucks.
he just kind of like stands there for a moment, and then you can feel like his arms kind of reach out and hug you.
Oh, hey, yeah, you're a big guy. You feel better?
I guess.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, right? But look, what do you want, right? We talk about all this stuff about what Big Brother wants and what Father wants and what I want. What do you want, man? You just want to pet animals and have fun, play with toys and stuff?
I mean, I get to do that. As he pulls out like
Yeah.
the little cat stuffed animal.
It's very itchy, but he seems to like it, so.
Do you want to be following us around everywhere?
I mean, that's what Big Brother said.
I didn't ask what Big Brother wanted.
Then I wouldn't know what to do.
I mean, you are a kid, but you got so much talent, man.
Actually older than you.
I can't do anything besides watch.
I mean, you can do a lot of things besides watch, but let's be real. Like, look, will you help me find Father?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, God, he's not going to listen to me. Oh, I closed it?
With
How did I
all the
close
conversation, would he have advantage?
Nope.
Thought it was worth reaching.
it? Hey, that's a. Hey, you
Hey.
know what? It's actually 17. Still got one
Does
more.
that add 3 or
I got
does
2
it
more.
add 4?
Yeah, it's 4.
4.
Because earlier you had rolled like a 12 and you said that it was 15 total.
I
and
don't
it
do
should have
math
been
very well,
16.
okay? Look,
That's
I think
why
it
I was...
adds his intelligence mod.
it should be 4, and I get it the amount of times of my
I
intelligence
can-
modifier as well.
I can try to help. I don't know where to look.
And we'll figure that out along the way. And maybe, do you think Big Brother would be open to talking to me?
I don't know.
Didn't you say you just have to imagine being close to him? Couldn't you do that?
Were
I
you saying
mean-
to father?
Yeah.
Couldn't that be dangerous for Lero?
That's true.
I can't do that with father like I can big brother. I can try, but it never works.
I reached out to him twice, and I'm a random stranger, and I felt it connect, but he didn't answer. In a similar way, did you feel it sort of connect, but he didn't answer, or did you just feel no connection?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, like, when you reach out to your brother, has he ever not responded when you talk to him, and you still knew that it connected?
I mean, he's always said something back.
But can you like feel something when he says something back?
Arcana check.
Arcana.
Kinda like a weird tickly feeling.
Do you feel that same thing when you try to connect to father?
I'm not allowed to message father.
So you've never tried.
I was told to never message father or I'd be in trouble.
Have you
From
gotten
who?
in trouble for actually talking to us?
Why would you be in trouble?
I don't know.
You want us to leave you alone?
No, I like you guys. You guys are nice to me. Kind of looks at Aeth and just like darts away.
Ace couldn't tell
Like
you.
it's his eyes that darts away. It's just like he looks at all of you and then like Aeth and just looks away.
It's okay. We talked to him about the thing. He won't do that again.
He was scary.
Yeah, I mean, he is kind of like, nah, like a war criminal or something. I don't know. Anyway,
You know, I'm right here. I can clearly hear.
He can't.
I'm
He's
I'm not
sorry.
blind.
deaf.
He's not deaf. Yeah.
Oh, I get him mixed up sometimes, man.
Are you able to communicate to anyone other than your siblings, or is it just your siblings?
I don't know. I haven't tried.
Can you talk to me?
I'm talking to you now, aren't I?
Yeah, but like in my head. Like, hold on. I'll go run outside the
We-
door thing real quick.
No, weird.
Talk to me.
Already outside, I thought.
Okay, well then I'll run back in the door. I meant.
runs out, runs out, runs outside.
You hear in your head, hello?
Can I talk back? Hello back. Can I say hello back in my head?
Hi?
You can hear me?
I can, yes.
This is awesome. How is this not awesome for you?
I don't know.
It's just very cool. Okay, I'm coming back out. All right. Wow, he can talk to me.
Can you do that with like anyone else?
Garby, run in there.
Well, I was okay. I'll walk inside the hut.
Try to talk to him.
Hello? As you hear him.
Oh, this is so you can just do this with anyone. It's like my thing, but not on a spell.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, I'll come back out. That is very impressive.
Yeah, like honestly, you should be. That's a marketable ability. Let's be real. Like that is very. You are talented. You know that? Like
So you can more or less teleport to somebody. You can message anybody, well, at least people you're familiar with instantly. And
And for those who, like, for those also of spellcasting, or spellcasters, you don't see him do any sort of, like,
somatic, verbal.
he doesn't do any of that.
do you mind
He's just
if
like standing there, like when you guys like say something to me, he just
Mm.
silently stands there, but he says
do you
something.
cast a spell on you?
Are you gonna hurt me?
No,
I won't
it's
let him
just
hurt you.
it's more of an examinatory old thing.
He's a healer and a doctor. He's not gonna hurt you.
More of a smith. But I do know some healing.
Okay,
Mostly smith.
I guess. If you are not gonna hurt me.
No, I'm just going to check if there's any sort of magic affecting you.
Wait, he's your brother. Why would he hurt you?
Identify. Are there any like enchantments or like magical effects on him? As the DM has to look through his notes to determine an answer.
What if he de-spell it?
What if we have spells
No.
imbued into us?
Oh.
There is no currently ongoing magical effect on him.
Doesn't. That's so weird. Like not weird, but impressive. I guess. It's.
You are
It's
a
not
very
magic.
talented person.
Unique.
Well, thank you.
You're also a very nice person,
Yeah,
and your brothers should be nicer to you.
I agree.
They are always like this. We all are.
That's a shame.
Well, Clarence, whatever your deal is, you got the fucking bad end of the deal.
Yeah, I know. Dude, I wish I had super telepathic teleportation skills. I'm literally just a guy that blows up now and then. What the
Yeah,
heck?
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
got
you got the
cart
fight.
thrown at you.
Wait, do any of our other brothers blow up? Or is it just me?
Just you.
Wait, did you see me blow up?
I've seen you do a lot of things.
Yeah, but like the time that it was bad. Did you see me blow up? You know what time.
You know what time it is.
I did.
You know what time it is?
You did? Or did not? I didn't hear it.
He
He
did.
did.
Okay. Can you tell me what happened before I blew up? Because I don't remember.
You were angry.
I remember that.
Did when Mother were you watching when the explosion happened that killed Mother?
No, I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. I got there after she died.
Oh, I was gonna ask if maybe it was Clarence, but if he wasn't there either, then was
Unless
Father
I'm
there?
misremembering.
Do what?
I said, do you know if Father was there? Could he also explode like Clarence, possibly? Is that why
I-
he maybe took more interest in him?
I don't know. I thought we were just put away because we were bad. That we didn't make them happy.
That can't be why, because you're not bad. And you make us happy, so I can't see you not making anyone else happy.
Are any of our siblings involved with House Atreides?
I don't know who that is.
I'm going to take that as a no.
The people in the really loud city back in Prover.
Everybody's in really loud cities.
Do you know where Father kept you guys? Did he keep you in Prover where he kept Clarence?
Are you allowed to tell me?
I don't know where we were.
Can I insight check that? He has no clue where they were.
He might not.
He might not, but I mean, it's worth
He seems to be very
11 is
forthcoming
not
so
worth
far.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems to be truthful.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably got nothing to figure out there with the
I'm
11.
gonna put that down before I forget it. Otherwise, I'm gonna.
Do you know
Okay.
where? You don't have to tell me where they are. I just want to know. Do you know where your other siblings are? You don't have to tell me where. I just want to know if you know.
Sometimes. Only if they told me.
So they don't stay in one place.
I don't think so.
Is little brother following you?
I don't know. He's
Inside check.
very quiet.
If he tries to hurt you again, you can let us know.
He honestly doesn't know.
Right. These high insight rolls, and he's being so truthful. Ah! Why can't
Yeah,
he be a
no.
liar?
I love it how everyone is rolling inside apart from like Elise, because Elise knows that this is just the kid trying to be as honest as he can.
You know, this could be this campaign's Natalie. I just don't trust the kid at all.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you tried to kill him, man. Like,
You did. You, as
You
far
tried
as
to
he knows, you did.
if if anybody should dislike anybody in that pairing,
To be fair, Clarence, you didn't save him.
that's true. I also did know who he was because I was busy making faces with all or so it og.
Which, by the way, what were you doing?
So
Oh, did you
when
watch?
when Daddy loved Mommy, right? When Father loved
Did
Mother,
you watch?
they would
Oh my!
show each other's affection by pressing their
We're not
lips
having the
together.
we're not having the birds and the bees talk with us.
We're not
Just
going all
chill.
the way there. I'm giving him an overview, man.
But did you watch all of that?
I don't know anything about furblog puberty, and I don't want to. Okay, we're not getting there.
I assume it's kind of similar to yours, but much bigger. As I just
I
In
look up at
scale.
I like pull my
look
pants
up
up
at.
and like look at it and go, "Is it?" No, I'm joking.
Well,
I
why
mean,
don't
you're
we
3 feet tall and he's 6 feet tall.
Hey
So.
man, I might have a hog down there. You don't know. Danny DeVito's rocking one.
What?
Sorry, Danny DeVito was a cobbler in the town I came from.
So,
From Prover?
Yeah.
anything else?
Are we done? Are we done cross interrogating?
Sure.
Uh,
I guess.
I missed so much on the notes. But
Hey, Lura,
Well,
can you tell me when the other siblings are being mean to you?
They usually are not mean to me.
Yeah, but if they are, I want to know. Okay? Because if we're brothers, I want to help protect you, because you're gonna help protect me, right?
Okay,
Does that sound fair?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. And also, you gotta help protect Garbu, and then Garbu will help protect you, because you're also his brother now. So it's like triple protection.
Hey there, very little brother. As he
yeah,
looks
I'm
to you, Gord.
very. Yeah. But I'm strong. I can beat up anyone who tries to beat you up.
Can you pick up Lura?
Maybe. Lyra, would you like me to try to pick you up? If you wouldn't, I won't try.
I guess that's fine.
Yeah, do it.
Guidance. Debates crushing my strength medal, but decides if I've saved it this far, I'll continue saving it.
Come on. Natural one. I need this. Dang.
9 plus a d4.
Hey.
13.
You
I'm
pick
not gonna
him up.
flash a geniuses.
I pick him up. Okay.
See how strong he is?
Little tiny 2-foot thing holding a 6-foot totem pole, basically.
Yeah, he seems to be strong.
Putting you down before I drop you.
Maybe not do this at the edge of the mountain.
All right, should we leave now? Because I think we've exhausted all options about talking about it.
Well, it's sort of like turned into some form of interrogation out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
was just sitting here like getting ready and shit.
Oh, my bad. I kind of wanted to be interested in the whole like he has got really sweet powers and like
Totally. I get it.
yeah.
But
Also, I
you
now
have
have
that much.
2 brothers. I just doubled my brothers.
Good for you.
This is great.
Do you know
This
how
is great.
multiplication works?
Apparently
No.
it does.
But I know if I have 1 apple and I cut it in half, I double the amount I have.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just nodding.
Because then I have 2 pieces instead of 1 piece.
It's still the same apple, though.
Yeah, but
Hey,
then
can
I
I-
have 2 pieces.
Can I trade you one of my gold for one of your platinum? It's the same amount. How about 2 gold for 1
No.
platinum?
No,
Oh.
those the platinum, if you cut it up, it turns into 10 gold.
Huh?
That's what I was told by Pa.
I was really good at junkyard stuff, but other than that,
So,
Shall we get going?
Yeah,
That's
let's
how
get
Pa
going.
explained it to me because I didn't understand otherwise.
all right. So you guys hopping on the Eagles, go either around or above. Doesn't quite matter. As you guys get over there, you can see da 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 da. You can see a real interesting layout to a city compared to most of the ones that you guys have seen before. That the city is not just on the ground, but it looks like it's also like migrated in a weird way up the mountain wall. As you can see buildings all at a certain point on the mountain going down, and then it kind of stops, and then you can see a little bit bigger city kind of surrounding, really not necessarily surrounding, but really close to the water edge, as you can see all sorts of different waterfalls coming off of this. It looks like there's almost like covering parts of the city that's on the mountain. There's some that almost look like it goes through like a few buildings or so. It is incredibly nice. It depends on what you guys are trying to do here, but you probably would want to try to land at the ground level part of the city first.
Yeah, maybe we should land at the
Yeah.
gate so we aren't just like popping into the middle of the city.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
let's do
just
that.
feel like that could be bad if we just like land in the middle of the city without like warning.
As you
it's
guys
a large city.
Land kind of like in front of the gates, the doors are open, or the gate doors are open.
The gates are open.
You can, see a few people
Good.
going in and out. As you guys land, though, no, you wouldn't. Go up to the gate, and you can tell that they are asking people and searching inventory, if you will. When you guys get up and just, greetings. Have you guys been here before?
No, we have not.
Have I been there before?
No.
Okay. No.
All
I
right.
think this is actually the furthest south I've ever been.
Well,
That's not true.
let me at least be the first one to welcome you to Zelosis. We do take pride in our security. I hope you all don't mind. We just want to make sure your reasonings of being here, if there's anything we can try to do to help, and if you can, we would like to search you, make sure you're not carrying any sort of deadly materials.
Classify deadly materials.
Well, it's more of trying to make sure you're not trying to bring harm to the public. If you let's just say if you work with chemicals, there's people who do. You're not going to be flagged as some threat, but to make sure you're not having some sort of ill intent coming here. Sometimes you'd be surprised on the people that they actually carry on them that showcases that.
Mhm. Me, okay. Yeah, I thought there was something because I mean weapons and shit is what you kind of
No,
need to carry in the wild.
no. While we do pride in our security, we also understand anything can happen. You guys can carry your weapons. We also prefer you not to draw them out. It helps
Mhm.
establish peace, but do what you have to do to always keep yourself safe.
Closest thing I have to chemicals is I have the remnants of a potion of poison resistance.
You're perfectly fine. But if I
I
can,
also have some holy water.
why don't we start off with this? What leads you here to this city?
I want to talk to the dragon.
I want to shop.
Okay.
Good to walk around.
Well, uh, most of the shops that you would probably find are here on the lower section of the city. Um, do you have some sort of appointment or anything, or are you just trying to show up to see if you can speak with Garzarth?
Um, do I need an appointment?
Well, I
I've had some mixed results so far. Some of the dragons have been like more than willing to talk to me. Some of them have tried to kill me. Kind of a mixed bag. The
you
one who I thought was the least likely to try and kill me was the only one that tried to. Aside from the yellow one, he's under control of
yes,
something.
we are very made aware of that.
He also tried to kill
You
me.
could try going to the guild hall and see if you can have an audience with him. He tends to be quite busy doing a lot of things outside of the city. So
Has he
you can check
has he
there.
done anything? Has he been in contact with Paragon and done anything over in Sharnwick? Do you know? Garbu asking a random guard, thinking this random guard might know high level intelligence.
Yes, we do work with the Blades of Light, but we are made aware of the ongoing investigation in Sharnwick.
Yeah, we were kind of the people who found that.
Garbu, like, how many times do I need to tell you? Stop oversharing everything all the time.
I don't know. I don't know what's oversharing and what isn't. You didn't define any boundaries.
Well, thank you for bringing it to attention. I'm sure to the dragons, probably specifically them, I'm sure it's important, but again, it is an ongoing investigation.
How much do the general public know about what happened there and what was found there? Just so I know a good boundary of what not to share.
He kind of slightly gestures to Elise, and it's probably best to usually keep things to yourself.
Yeah,
Unless
that's
it's dangerous and it needs to be reported, there's sometimes some things that people just don't need to know. In case of
Have you seen
spreading
have you seen
rumors
it?
and causing more panic.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen a caravan with like a spider and a crown on it?
That's further north.
I'm
I know,
sorry,
but if there's any chance they came down here.
I do not think
But
we have it all.
if you do, you should keep an eye on them. Just as a warning.
We
I'll try
usually
not to overshare, and I wink.
uh,
we usually keep eyes on everything in this city. Again, hence our security.
That's always a good idea.
For I would probably say Elise, maybe Clarence. Aeth. almost anybody probably but Garbu. You know that these Steel Talons is uh
They
more on
keep a tight
the
grip.
more on the intelligent side of things. They like information. Let's just keep it simple.
Mm.
Garbu has plenty of information that he would love to share.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, I just want to move on.
But
Third day, Elise woke up and she, instead of rolling on her left side, she rolled on the right.
but
Thought this would be important for you to know that.
Uh,
you
At
guys
some point when we were on a cart, that was probably something along those lines was probably said. Like, oh, during watch, I saw Elise roll over on the wrong side. She normally sleeps on the right side, but she rolled over and slept on her left. And I didn't know what that meant, but I just thought I should
Sleep.
share.
after
But I'm sure that conversation was had.
if you guys are fine with it, after just a very quick examination, he kind of steps back. Thank you
Yes,
for
it's a metal arm.
being patient with me. You guys are free to go. Hope you enjoy and find things that you're looking for. And stay safe. Don't cause any trouble. And we will thank you.
We don't plan on it.
And
Right.
you guys are able to stroll in.
Anybody want to go to the guild hall with me, I guess? And anybody else want to go shopping with Elise?
I mean, I would like to go shopping, but I'd also kind of like to go to the guild hall.
And you can
I
always
mean,
go
we
shop
can-
after the guild hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do
Yeah.
that.
I'll go shop.
Lero, how about you?
I mean, he has to go kind of go where Clarence goes now.
He just looks around. It's a really nice place. I like the waterfalls.
They are
Elise, are
pretty.
you going shopping right now, or are you coming with us to start?
No, I'm good shopping. I don't really like that. I don't really care for dragons.
Well, I mean, couldn't Lura just go with you? He's got some spending money.
He does.
Do I have to babysit?
We'll meet
Well,
back up at the end, Lero, so you'll only have your eye
Oh.
off him for like an hour or so.
you don't have to.
But
Who's the babysitter?
I mean, he is his own person. I'm sure he can watch himself. He watched us for a long time.
I mean, I think
There-
if you want to go look at the waterfalls and stuff, I mean, like if he wants to get close to you, he can just think about you. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you guys start to spread out, do your own thing, one of the common things, which I'll say is like some of the races that you guys see here. Of course, you see elves and half elves, gnomes, humans, tabaxis. At least you also notice because your perception is above 20, right? Passive.
21.
You will also notice that there is. It doesn't happen often, but every now and then you will see one person, who looked like they were just chatting, doing something, maybe minding their own business, looking around, and it's like as like somebody walks by, you see that individual looks totally different, looks like somebody else, and they just start
Right.
doing something insanely different, and you slowly can pick that up that there's a number of those. They don't seem to be ever doing anything. You can try to make an insight if you like, but you, because of your high passive, you catch some of those.
Yeah.
Either changelings or doppelgangers, probably.
I mean, I do an insight because I can. To 10. Yee-wee.
They're
Oh,
great.
you
They're
almost-
fun.
You almost got that at the one. Not today.
I wish it was the one.
That would be
Yeah,
up to your
me too.
imagination, I guess.
I mean, to me, it seems like the city guard who are like sneakily standing around, keeping an eye on people. Well, I guess something else. That's the imagination. Anyway,
Well, as
shopping.
as one goes to shop, one goes to look at the water, and the other three. Aeth, where were you going?
I'm gonna do some investigating around by myself.
Okay. One investigator and two going to the guild hall. That's a little bit up towards the top portion of the city on the mountain. We'll pick up there next time.
Oh my god.
We are major splitting the party.
So,
I mean,
We are
in
relatively safe though.
in cities we always split the party. Yeah.
well, thank you everybody for coming out. Sorry again for the last video that won't be coming out. So hopefully the first time
So
you guys didn't miss anything. But
Yeah.
nevertheless,
Yes.
Oh,
thank you all for joining.
It was a TPK. We all died.
Yeah, I want a new
Mhm.
character.
These are all
Yeah.
clones. So you all are appreciating. Thank you very much. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and we'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, how much?